Hey, fam!
What's up, buddy? How are you?
How you doing, dude?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on, man. This is awesome. I'm so excited.
I'm so glad to have you here. I've been looking forward to this forever. We've been meaning to do a show together for the longest time. Everybody, welcome to Microaggression Monday. Say hello to from one aspiring grifter to the GRIFTY.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight?
So for people, I feel like, most of the squad knows you, but for people who don't, tell us, who is the GRIFTY?
I'm just a fucking retard that spends way too much time on the internet.
Same.
For the last 10 years, and I watch all the streamers. I spend too much time on the internet, and it paid off for me a little bit when the Eliza Blue drama hit, because I had seen all of her appearances and I was able to kind of track a lot of her bullshit and caught a little bit of attention there on Twitter and was like, well, if I'm ever going to actually give this streaming thing a shot, now's the time. So here we are.
Mr. GRIFTY, Eliza Blue is not full of shit. I was trafficked again today. I was sitting in my Uber for 3 hours. That's traffic.
Yeah. That bitch, I can't with her.
I can't with her.
It's crazy. So
I couldn't make it through. I think I probably made it through a good hour and a half of it when she came out with maybe a month ago or something, that long explanation stream.
Oh yeah, I definitely grifted the hell out of that. I streamed it. It was horrible. No apologies, doubling down on everything. It's all everybody else's fault. We're all still a bunch of bots.
We'll take it to the grave that it was just everyone else. In the future, it will continue to just be everyone else.
Yeah, man. It's fucking nuts.
By the way, parentheses, hello to all of our beautiful chat friends. Chris, Millie, Leah, Sarah, Pyramid 7, Ramiro, Dylan, everybody. Chris, Jacob, glad to have you here. Send us your super chats. I'm hoping that your grifting will rub off on me. I'm trying to be the best grifter I can be. So send us your super chats.
Yeah, you gotta pay. Do you see that face?
This way.
This way. Which way? I don't know. On my screen, it's this way. But either way, you gotta pay the man. He's putting this together. He works hard. He finished up his last stream and within 10 minutes was messaging me trying to book his next one. He's not doing this stuff for free.
Oh, whatever. So what have you been up to lately, my love?
I don't know. Today, apparently stepping in the Smilin Mulvaney beehive on Twitter. Yeah. Oh, it's been a nightmare. Yeah, because of his award. Someone tagged me in a post on that, and it's just been going nuts all day, which is fun, but it's still a landmine. Twitter is better than it used to be, but you can still get nuked pretty easy, and he's still the golden cow of the left and the social media folks. So
by the way, parentheses, I just want to say, hey, Jacob, first-time viewer, welcome to the crazy train. I'm glad to have you here in the gutter with all of us.
What's up, Jacob? Jacob's good people.
Oh, Millie, my love, thank you. Mike does work hard. Hi, you legends. We love you. She's the best. Yeah, this is what I was going to say. So Twitter, I don't care. I'm not going to call it X. I don't care if Twitter identifies.
Yeah, it's Twitter. Twitter.
A friend of ours, though, Kieran, this has to be, we're going to do a show about it soon, but this has to be some of the most egregious censorship I've ever seen. That Kieran had written some articles about sort of shady things going on with the new X, and a lot of really shady things. As soon as he published those articles, they've made it so no one can see his tweet. Nobody can even see his tweets. Even if he tags you, no notifications. If you reply something, it'll say unavailable. Even if you have it turned on for notifications, it's like he doesn't exist on there. But he's not bad.
I follow Kieran. Is it the same for Like, can I search his account still?
Yeah, if you search him and go on his page, you'll be able to see it. But like, if it's a thread or something, if he replies to you, if he tags you, you won't see anything.
Oh my God, that's so nuts.
And it was like the moment that he wrote these articles about. So they're still doing some shit. They're just hiding better, I think.
Well, yeah, and they're admitting it. They're, Linda Yaccarina's coming out and being like, "Oh, lawful but awful is going to get demoted, and you're not going to be able to see it." And when Laura Loomer says something to Elon about her ad rev being low, he tells her, "Well, you got to go find your advertisers and this and that." I thought the whole point was to not be ad dependent. I pay $8 a month. I get called a cuck or a fucking simp or whatever at least once a week over that. But I did that because I wanted to support the platform not being advertiser dependent, and I'm just starting to wonder if it's not worth it.
Well, here's what's interesting. Giorgio said Kieran isn't that big. Sorry, Kieran. He's big in our hearts, and in his pants, I'm sure. But and yet he seems to be a big threat. I wonder if Elon is in his head bugging him. Well, that's the thing, though, and they admitted this in the Twitter files, is that this has been their strategy to sort of go after people right before they become very well known. People who you can tell are sort of on the up and up. They admit that. So what's interesting, though, is I wonder if, hey, Evita, welcome back. It's interesting if, like, I don't know, because I maybe this was naive, but I did think Elon Musk actually, at least to a certain extent, cared about free speech and making things better. So to hire this World Economic Forum twat, either he's the biggest moron on the face of the earth, which I do not believe that he is, or there's just another agenda there.
Well, we know Elon has a soft spot for crazy ladies. So
Eliza Blue.
Yeah, so it might be that. I don't know. I think he probably had goals of being like 100% free speech and this and that, and probably didn't get the numbers he needed on Twitter Blue to really make that a reality. And now advertisement is still going to be a vital part of the business model, which is inevitably, like, if you're dependent on the mainstream ad networks like Google AdSense and stuff like that, you're gonna have to follow the rules. That's because the rules come from the top. It's not Twitter setting them. It's the ad companies that are buying the ad space. So
it's all such bullshit.
It is.
Look, being real, X better than Twitter 1.0, but Elon has never been or will never be in true absolute sight. Alex Jones. Yeah, no, and that's what happened to me too. A couple years ago, I've been permanently banned from different platforms. I think 21. I think I got my 21st one recently.
Oh, you can drink now.
What's that?
You can drink now.
Yeah, I was permanently banned from Twitter 4 times. I just had to like rebuild. And yeah, it's not like I'm super well known or anything. So, and then they ultimately ended up admitting that in the Twitter files. So you can see nothing has changed in that regard. By the way, parentheses, you mentioned Laura Loomer. We were talking about this before. I watched the other day. I don't know if you saw this. They had on Tim Pool, Laura Loomer, and this guy who looks like he sells riverboat casinos.
Bill Mitchell.
Bill Mitchell. Did you see that?
Yeah, the public execution that Laura handed him.
I have to say, it was a weird thing. First of all, I mean, it was like having like, what's that thing called? Remember the little Asian schoolgirl bitch from Kill Bill who had the swinging thing?
Like the mace, like a mace or something like that.
It felt that watching that felt like getting a maced to the head.
Oh yeah, she just annihilated him.
It's weird because it's like in the election, like I agree with him, but he's so sleazy. And I don't agree with anything she's saying, but I kind of love her. Like she's out of her fucking tree. But so am I, and I like that.
Yeah. Oh no, Laura Loomer's the best. I mean, my only complaint with her, she promised some receipts on MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, about her being a rhino sellout or whatever, and then just kind of never dropped them. But that's one of the few times that ever happens. She tends to follow up with the receipts. So
I just appreciate I will say too, I think like I think she's one because I've seen so many people, these sort of well-known content creators that I know or I've met that over the last 2 years have privately said to me that they agree with me that I don't think Trump running is a good idea in this election. I think it's going to be a disaster. And these people who've agreed with me very strongly for 2 years in private now are suddenly kissing Trump's ass in public. So I have to say, with Laura Loomer, I feel like she genuinely believes everything she says. So I respect that.
yeah, oh, she's definitely a true believer for sure.
Hey, Irish chick.
Yeah,
We need more Irish chicks.
That's the one that got me in trouble with the Smillen. I don't want to say the name because YouTube throttles you when you say the name.
Whose name?
The Smillen Mulvaney.
Really?
Yeah.
That must be why I'm throttled.
Yeah, well, that's why I don't even stream to YouTube, but you do. So I'm trying to be respectful.
Oh no, say what you want. I feel
Yeah.
like the day is coming that like lightning just hits my channel and we're all gone. So we're here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah, but Irish chick is who got me into the Dylan Mulvaney shit today. She tagged me in the post and it just went
that's
haywire.
her. I'm not part of the homophobic Avenger. That I'm so disappointed. So the Irish chick tagged like him, Cody, Chrissy, a bunch of people, and these little leftists were like, it's the homophobic Avengers.
Yeah,
Like,
I was pretty proud of that.
I'm genuinely more homophobic than all you put together. I want to be in the homophobic Avengers.
I wish I was better at Photoshop because I'd have memed that.
Yes.
I'd have memed that so hard, but I'm not good at. I can't Photoshop. I suck at Photoshop.
I do too. I think personally, I feel like I've just reached my limit with fucking Dylan Mulvaney. Like, I can't. The blonde hair. I'm over it.
See, the worst part is, like, I don't even. I don't want to get you nuked. I don't even think he's genuine. I don't even think he's genuine in being trans. I think the trans is an act. I think he's literally mocking trans people. Like I've known trans people in my life, and they don't get out there and day 364 of being a woman, or like I'm hiking in the mountains in my stilettos. Like it's not what they do. They don't want the attention. They just want to blend in.
No, and a couple friends of mine who are transsexuals have pointed out to me different like nuances that someone like him probably wouldn't know. Somebody like us wouldn't know of certain things that he does, or other people too. It's not just him. That a person with actual gender dysphoria, certain things would make them very uncomfortable, like going on camera. Saying you're a trans woman and with a full beard. Like if you really have gender dysphoria, that would make them really uncomfortable. So I feel like there's certain little tells like that. But I mean, maybe this is just a sign of how bad things are. But I feel like he is not even anywhere close to being one of the worst ones.
No. The problem with
fucking Jeffrey Marsh saying, "Hey kids, when your parents leave the room."
Oh yeah,
on my Patreon.
Yeah, that was a whole nother thing.
Did you see the that Muslim woman, the Jeffrey Marsh hive tried to intimidate and threaten?
Yeah, they like swatted her and stuff, right?
And her kids.
Yeah,
she came out and said, I'm not going to say another word about him. Just please leave my kids alone. And I completely understand why someone like her would do that. But I just wanted to say, like, no, speak out louder. Fuck these people.
No. That's why I'm very pro 2A. Like, people don't come to my house. Please don't come to my house. It's people on the internet think it's a game, and it's not.
It's so funny to think about my ridiculous opinions from when I was a liberal, or even after then, that I used to be against guns. And I used to think, even sort of when I first got red pilled, you know, it's sort of like a process that I was like, oh, well, some gun control makes sense and red flag law. No. I feel like the last 3 years has given us all a fucking masterclass on why we do not give an inch on guns. Every single gun restriction is 2 weeks to flatten the curve.
Yep. And if you didn't get it by watching us, look what they were able to achieve in places like Australia and China, where they've already done the gun control that they weren't able to make happen here. As bad as we had it here, there were places in the world that had it much, much worse. And most of them have very strict gun control laws. So,
yeah. And, you know, every place in this country that has strict gun control laws has the worst gun crime. Like, there's no anything. There's no evidence that it would even do anything. But it's not meant to do anything. It's not meant to reduce shootings. It's meant to give the government more power.
Well, yeah, it's meant so they can assert more power on us. That's the whole purpose. So
exactly. You'll end up like Canada. Be careful. In China, you have to chain down your meat cleavers. Well, or look at the UK with knife crimes.
Yeah. After gun control's off, they have knife control. UK passes knife control laws. So
it's crazy too, because in New York, they don't allow you shit. They don't allow you any form of self-defense. Like, I had years ago, I got mugged and robbed, so my dad got me pepper spray, and it got confiscated by cops. It's illegal. You can't have pepper spray. So I asked them, I was like, okay, so wait, I got denied for a firearm license. You're saying I can't have pepper spray. What form of self-defense am I entitled if 3 guys who are twice my size come up to me? And he literally said to me, you can have a whistle. Yep. I would rather get fucking murdered than be there with a blowing a fucking whistle. That ain't happening.
Oh my God. Yeah. Have you tried to go get your handgun permit since the New York Rifle and Pistol Association decision passed? When
was that?
That was the big Supreme Court decision before Bruin that they overturned the way New York was doing their handgun permits because it was unconstitutional.
How did I not know that? Or maybe I did, but I forgot.
Well, they immediately tried to pass something else that they're now suing against too, but it's, in theory, it might be easier. I don't know. It's still New York. They're never going to want to give you a gun.
What's crazy,
unless you're rich. If you're rich, you can get a gun permit.
Mm-hmm. What's crazy is this was probably like 2019, maybe early 2020. I had a stalker who illegally had a gun and was like sending dead animals to my door, like some scary shit.
Oh, so lovely fella.
Was that?
I said lovely fella.
Oh yeah. Ugly too. Never trust the uggos. And like Antifa had posted pictures of my house and shit. So I applied for my firearm permit. In New York, when you apply, you need a reason. You need to give them a reason, as if, like, fuck you, the Constitution is my reason. But so I put that as my reason. I have a stalker here. You can see all the threats, all the documents, whatever. They said that's not a reason.
Oh,
then what is?
Nothing. That's the whole point. Nothing. The only reason is I'm an armed security guard. I'm a bodyguard. I'm an armored truck driver. Like, those are the only reasons they're going to give you something. So
it's crazy. God, and I think a lot of people sometimes think that if they're in a red state that they're protected from this. I'm like, no, just look at places like New York and California. That we're just one step ahead. We're a preview of coming events for the red states.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at Texas. Like, all around Austin is falling hard. There's a school district in Texas right now shut down because of COVID.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope. There's 2 school districts. And one in Texas, one in Kentucky, I believe. They're gonna do it again. They're gonna do it again. It's coming, and people are already just buying it.
80 to 90% of people will comply. once again. That was the most depressing thing for me with all this, is that everyone was just like in New York with the vaccine mandates. They implemented segregation.
Yeah.
And everyone was just okay with it. When I would go to demonstrations against it at the time, maybe the biggest one they ever did was like maybe 1,000 people at the absolute most.
Jesus.
In a city of millions. And I'm like, and everyone else is just okay with segregation.
The American spirit's dead in 95% of the population.
Oh, that's so true.
They're just asleep at the wheel. They're over medicated. They're eating poison.
Thank you.
They're high on drugs. Like, and I'm not talking about smoking weed. Like, goddamn, please, everybody smoke weed. like, just don't, like, it's the fentanyl and the meth. I live in a rural area.
Antidepressants.
Yeah, and that's the illegal stuff. The pharmaceuticals that they're giving, all the Xanax and the Klonopins and that stuff, it's really bad. And like, I live in a rural area of Delaware. So like, meth is the big thing that everyone around here does, and it turns people into zombies, and it's, I don't know. Like,
so do all those pharmaceuticals. I've unfortunately had so many experiences in my life with people I've been in relationships with and stuff who went on antidepressants, and I've just seen time and time and time again how these doctors, these predatory doctors, will take wonderful, well-adjusted people who are just going through a rough time and turn them into fucking crazy people and turn them into zombies. It's so sick what's happening. People talk about the opioid crisis, but they don't want to acknowledge anything outside of that. You just have to accept this construct of mental health, and it's poison.
Right. Yeah, there's everybody's like, oh, we have a mental health epidemic in this country and this and that. And sure, we do. Like, there's a lot of fucking crazy people. But I think a big part of it is we're afraid to look at someone and tell them to pull their head out of their ass. Like,
and we're afraid to say no to people. It's like agreeableness has become the highest value possible.
Yeah, not for me, I guess. That's what gets me in trouble. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you just need to tell people, like, life sucks. Like I watch people and they go through a death in the family, and like, that's hard. It sucks, particularly if it's someone you're close with. And some people go through it and they grieve and they pull themselves together and they get right back on the train. And other people, it's earth shattering and they can't keep going. And we want to coddle them. We want to tell them, like, oh, it's not your fault and this and that. And sometimes you just need to look at people that you care about and be like, no, you got to get over this. You got to get up. You got to go to work. You got to make some money. You got to pay your bills. And we don't do that anymore. So.
And I think I was just talking about this with a friend of mine, that I truly believe that these pharmaceutical drugs are 1,000 times worse than illegal drugs. I would sooner put a fucking heroin needle in my arm than I would go on antidepressant or any of this stuff. And I think the reason for that is that if you're smoking crack, if you're doing meth, if you're shooting heroin, there will be help for you. There will be people who will say, okay, that's not a good thing and you should stop. Whereas when they're pharmaceutical drugs, it's mental health. Everyone encourages you to. I've literally gotten attacked by leftists on Twitter for saying I won't take pharmaceutical drugs.
Right.
You really want to see their heads explode. Tell them that.
Well, we all saw how much they loved the pharmaceutical companies during the pandemic. I mean, they were lining up for magic juice.
It's so sick. So I feel like that's a good segue, though. So we've been talking about the election. So what are your thoughts at the moment?
So I have no idea what's going to happen. I know that's a cop-out answer, but like legitimately, I think anything is possible at this moment, from Donald Trump winning the primary, winning re-election, to there literally isn't an election.
Oh shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, you just got to look at
Blowing
what
my mind with that one, but I could see that.
Yeah, I don't think it's as far-fetched as people think. They're talking about COVID again. They're ramping up things in Ukraine. Biden just authorized like combat pay for military service members in Ukraine. So, but I thought we didn't have service members in Ukraine, but apparently we're paying combat pay to somebody. To somebody. So, we're sending all this money over there, and it's not unheard of, or like it's not against the law. Like there's premise in law for them to suspend the election under a period of martial law. Like if it comes out that this thing in Maui was an attack, like it could be that easy. And I think that's my biggest concern about if Trump gains the momentum, which I want to see him in there. That's my number one pick. I want him in like I've never wanted a president before in my life, because I think his vengeance will be something to witness. I just think, they did you see the mugshot? Did you see the fire in the eyes? Like the fire in the eyes is I just
think I'm very turned off. Last time I was his biggest supporter. I traveled the country trying to get votes for him. I spoke in a video at his convention. I'm so turned off to him. And for me, it's more what I just cannot get past more than well, first of all, I don't think he'll win. I don't think he has any chance at winning. What I can't get past is all the COVID stuff, is that I feel like vampires can only hurt you if you invite them in.
Right.
He invited them in. And I feel like he's learned nothing.
See, I don't know that has learned nothing.
Really?
There's subtle hints that he's learned. He's talking to Steve Bannon again. He's talking to Roger Stone again. These are people he had distanced himself from when Reince Priebus and Jared Kushner kind of took over the administration and shoved out the Bannon populist wing of the MAGA movement. And he's talking to both of them again, which, could just be utilitarian Trump using the people that got him to the dance the first time. But I think that's a sign of like, okay, I trusted the wrong people. So that gives me a little bit of hope.
Still is, though.
Yeah, I mean, look, he wasn't perfect. I was very upset with him over the COVID policy. I was anti-lockdown from the first moment they whispered about it. I told people, and I was sitting with some friends the other day, and his wife, my best friend's wife, was like, we were talking about everybody who had gotten COVID. And she was like, did you notice I was the only one who got my ass kicked for like 2 weeks? And I was the only one that got the jab. She was like, everybody else was better in like 2 days. She was like, I was down and out for 2 weeks.
I never got it until maybe like 6 months ago or something. And I was, it wasn't even like top 20 worst colds I've ever had.
Exactly.
It's insane. And my dad is 92 and he beat it in a weekend.
Yeah. I mean, Joe Biden beat it.
Yeah.
Like Joe Biden beat it. Like if Joe Biden can beat it, are we really supposed to be scared of it?
No, it's insane.
He can't beat a flight of stairs.
Scam in American history. And I think I truly believe that the reason Trump allowed all of this is that deep down beneath all his bluster and all his bullshit, he wants to be liked. And I think that's why all of this happened. And for me, and I'm a dumbass because for the first, I caught on somewhat quickly, but the first month or so, I was like, oh shit, if Trump is doing this, it's bad. Like, I'm going to stay inside. I didn't see my parents for like a month. I saw them through a door. And I think I think that sort of is the foot that we got off on of compliance. And for me, even after I understand he was out of office at the time, but like, once they started instituting vaccine mandates, and especially in New York, where it was one of the first places that did it, I'm like, this is where Trump is from. He is going to come in here and be a leader and really rally the country about how wrong this is. And so for him to just say nothing, except the only thing he ever had to say about it is, it's your choice. But I'm like, the worst abuse of power of our lifetimes. And it feels like there's no opposition. I think of the people running, I think DeSantis was the best, but even he locked down at the beginning. So there really is nobody who was just flat out against it from day one.
And see, I can forgive that though. Because one, everyone who runs our country is old. And the first thing we knew about this sickness was it was killing old people. So of course they are going to be more scared than you or I would be. Just step one. Two, the initial strain was really bad. A lot of people died, and mainly because we were treating it wrong. All the talk about ventilators and putting all the people on ventilators, the death rate of people who went on ventilators is astronomical. Mm-hmm. And nowadays they don't use a ventilator. They use CPAP machines, which is what they have people with sleep apnea use to sleep at night. It's a different amount of pressure of oxygen. And the ventilators were quite possibly killing people in the beginning.
Probably by design.
Right. So that first part was nuts. And like, I'm a crazy anarchist, libertarian, somewhere in that range. Like, I don't trust the government ever.
But you're not like a Libertarian Party person?
No.
Yes,
they're
that's
a bunch of
libertarian.
They're a bunch. Look, they're the party that puts Karlin Poroshenko up as a candidate for governor. So No, I'm not a Libertarian Party. I'm all for the Mises Caucus taking over the party. Angela McArdle, smart chick. She's definitely not, our parents' Libertarian Party. But I think the most baller move the Libertarian Party could do right now is, and you notice they haven't announced a candidate. Not even one. And primaries are coming up. I think the most baller, respectful move the Libertarian Party could do is not put a candidate up this year.
Yeah. I just think, like, I would love to see some sort of theoretical third party, not in practice, but I just feel like really at this moment, maybe this will change in 50 years or something, but at this moment in time, I feel like the only way to get some different ideas in is just run within the two parties, like Trump did, like Ron Paul did.
Well, see, we didn't have two parties before 2016.
Yep. We
had what looked like two parties, what we were told was two parties, but it was all the same party. We actually have two parties now, and I think that's part of the importance of kind of still backing Trump, as the guy. Because it's not about him, it's about the MAGA movement in general. And the only person who even looks remotely close to inheriting that is Vivek Ramaswamy. But there's still a lot of people, present company included, that have their doubts about him. So
I don't know though. I'm a bit more. I'm very, very, very skeptical of him, but I will say I am the slightest bit more open-minded about considering that after he was amazing. He was the only person who showed up to that debate. Everyone
Oh,
else,
for
I'm
sure.
so mad at. So let me just say about DeSantis. I think. Well, I was going to say I think he could be a perfect candidate. Is he now? No. I'm so fucking pissed at him though, because I think of everybody running, he was by a mile the best on so many different things, not just COVID. And I don't know what the fuck he's thinking with his campaign. He is running this like very safe, very timid campaign. He's running a campaign as if he's like 30 points ahead and just doesn't want to make waves. And I don't understand it. I'm like, bro, step up your fucking game.
It's the people in his ear, man. He's got the Jeb Bush people in his ear. His number one financial backer is Ken Griffin, the CEO of Citadel Asset Management. I don't know if you know who they are. They are the hedge fund that was on the opposite side of the GameStop and AMC stock like revolution of 2020 or 2021. I think it was January of 2021 when the whole GameStop thing was going on. Ken Griffin was like the bad guy, quote unquote, in that situation. He runs the hedge fund that was on the opposite side of that. So, I mean, he is textbook Wall Street, big money, using shady business practices to, destroy American businesses through the market, not necessarily through their performance in the actual economic market, like through the stock market. He was killing GameStop. I don't know if you're familiar with all that, but that's basically what it was. He was short selling their stocks and driving the price down and driving them out of business. And a lot of people who grew up going to GameStop got upset about it and were like, no, fuck you. That's our store, which is stupid because as Cody, Camelot, your guest last week or a couple days ago, will tell you, GameStop is awesome. The worst company in the world.
Yeah.
And deserves to die. So, but yeah, I don't know.
I personally, I feel like we just don't have the for me at least, I feel like I don't have the luxury to care about all that shit. I think he's proven that he would do what he said. And here's the thing with Trump. I just think two things. First of all, my question that I've been asking to even consider him running again, and I've been asking this for 2 years, and I've yet to hear any answer on it. If the election was stolen in 2020 and he has shown that he cannot put together any sort of strategy or team or operation to combat that, what would be different this time? And I don't think
Scott Pressler.
Yeah, but he gets pushed to the side so much. I'm glad
not by Trump. Trump's the only one taking him seriously.
I feel like not enough of them do.
No, the RNC.
But that's the thing, even with Trump with fucking Ronna McDaniel. Like,
yeah, hold on. Everybody drops the maiden name. You got to say the maiden name.
Romney
McDaniel.
Ronna Romney.
Yeah, Ronna Romney. That is Mitt Romney's daughter. So if you think the RNC is doing anything to help you, just look at who's at the top. So, I don't know. I think the one attack on Vivek that is the most likely in my mind is that he's actually working in coordination with the Trump campaign. Because the debate would have been looked a lot different without Vivek and Trump not showing up, because the MAGA agenda just wouldn't have been represented at all. But because Vivek was there,
it could have been with DeSantis if he would have fucking woken up.
Yeah, but
if he hadn't had an IV of Ambien.
I guess I don't know. I don't see him as a MAGA candidate anymore. I just don't. He's turned his opinion on Ukraine and so many times. I don't know what to believe. At first it was a border conflict, then we needed to send him more money. Now I think he's backpedaled that again and doesn't support it.
See, that's why I don't understand what he's doing, because even certain things that you know his position on, that he's answered before. I'll hear him get asked about them. He gives these like waffly political answers. It's so frustrating. I'm most likely going to vote for him. I think he would be amazing. I think he would crush it, but like, it's not going to matter if he doesn't. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I feel like right now, both Trump and DeSantis have no campaign right now. It's shocking.
Yeah, well, I will agree with that too with Trump, but he kind of has an excuse, for indictments. What are we up to? 90 something charges, facing hundreds of years in prison. Like, that's the whole point. And that's the other thing. If they weren't scared of the man, they wouldn't be doing this. They just wouldn't.
I just think it's going to take somebody in office to actually get a lot of these people out and make changes. We need to win an election for that. But I don't know what's going to happen. I felt very certain, DeSantis I thought would win the primary, but not if he continues like this. And what pisses me off so fucking much is I feel like a lot of these people, the sort of commentator class, it's like they would rather feed their own ego than win. And I think this is true with a lot of supporters of both Trump and DeSantis, is that they will not tell the truth, even if it would help that person. Like, DeSantis needs to be fucking told, you are bombing right now. And I think Trump needs to be told that, at least with, he might get through the primary, but he's going to need to be told that about the general election if he's the nominee.
Well, I agree. But so the political consultant, campaign manager class of people, like, there's so much money to be made in the whole process of running campaigns, and they get in these people's ear, and it happens every 4 years. Like Asa Hutchinson. Why is Asa Hutchinson running?
Oh God, I see that man's face and I see Lucifer.
He's running for a book deal, and his campaign managers are running because he can filter them $250,000 a year salaries through his super PAC. It's a money grab. No one in that campaign thinks he has a chance, but they can make money. And I think that's what's happening. I think that's what's happening with DeSantis. I really do.
No, you're wrong.
No,
you're wrong.
There's rumors. Well, did you see Trump's truth today?
Oh, that he's gonna drop out
about his rumors, and he spelled it. Oh, that was fantastic.
Oh,
it was fantastic.
Horrible,
he needs to come back.
Horrible.
He needs to come. Like, if I'm going to take Trump seriously on actually being the candidate, I need him back on Twitter. He can't just keep living on truth. Like, he's got to be back on Twitter. But yeah, he says DeSantis is going to drop out and run for Senate.
No way. This is why I disagree. I think that if DeSantis were being financially motivated or politically motivated, he would have just waited. I think there's no reason for him to run this time other than to try to win and to think and I really do think, unless Vivek could do something and get the nomination, and maybe he's genuine, I don't know, we'd see. I just think Trump has absolutely no chance. And this is where I think a lot of people on the right are in a bit of a bubble, because they aren't seeing how so many reachable independent people have a psychotic break when they hear Trump. And a lot of that, and I feel like a lot of that has been unfair, and it's been the media, but a lot of it has also been Trump responding to it in an ineffective way.
I agree. Hold on, let me pull something up though. Did you see? Give me 1 second.
Let me just say, by the way, while you're pulling that up, I just have to say, again, I love so fucking much how us here and in this channel and in the chat, we all have different ideas. We all prefer different people, and that's fucking awesome. Because I hate all this shit with the echo chambers and for this one, I hate that so much. So I just love that we all have our own thoughts here.
Absolutely. That's the number one thing. But here, pull my screen up real quick.
Man.
You said you don't think Trump can win. Did you see that?
Oh, this is such bullshit, Grifty. They were saying the same thing in 2020.
No, those are actual 2020 numbers. He got 8% and 91%.
No, I know, but
and
I'm
Biden
saying
got 91%.
In 2020, they were saying the same thing. He's going to get 20% of the black vote.
No, they didn't. Find me that article. Yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of black people that are coming around on Trump. A lot of them.
I hope so, but I'm skeptical.
If he even gets close to that, and it's not even so. Look, the key on this though, it's not just that they're saying he's at 20%. Look at Biden. Biden's down 30%. So there's 10% of them that aren't even going for Trump. They're just like, I ain't voting for him.
Maybe it's just me. I just across the board in general don't believe polls at all. Even like
I agree.
There were polls that said that everyone, all these people thought DeSantis won the debate. I was like, what are they smoking? So I don't know. I just don't buy polls at all. But
that was a DeSantis poll. That was a DeSantis poll that said that. Of
course it was. I'm
paid for by his campaign. That got community noted to hell on Twitter.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I'm like, shit like that pisses me off so much. I got lambasted in 2020 as I'm traveling the fucking country trying to help get votes for Trump. That I was honest and spoke my mind that in the first debate in 2020, I thought Trump was a disaster. It was horrible. And I was honest about that.
It was a train wreck.
A train wreck. It was driving me crazy because I was screaming at the screen what he should be saying, and it was horrible. But people were so furious. How dare you? You're a leftist. You're the. And I'm like, if you want somebody to win, you have to be fucking honest with them. Which is why I'm being honest that DeSantis needs to wake the fuck up. Jesus.
He might be okay. I just don't. I have just like you have your doubts about Vivek. The people that are behind him, I don't like it.
I don't like it. Trump.
Who?
Lindsey Graham. He supported Ronna McDaniel. I was just saying before.
Do you really think Lindsey Graham supports Donald Trump?
No, I think he's like, waiting for his moment to like set a bear trap and like, I don't know, rape him in his sleep or something.
I think Lindsey Graham knows Lindsey Graham doesn't get reelected if he doesn't say he likes Donald Trump.
Ugh, what a piece of shit.
So,
this is what I don't know. Is like, I think, yes, of course, there were millions of shady things in 2020, them all stopping the vote count at a certain time. However, I think more importantly than that, putting all that aside, my view is that it was stolen, but I feel like it wasn't stolen the way people think it was. Like
100%.
If you look at that Time magazine article about how they fortified the election, changing, these are all things that were allowed to happen. The time to fight, like people talk about Mike Pence on January 6th, and obviously I can't stand Mike Pence, but I'm like, it was gone by then. It's not his. I don't think that was his fault. Like, he's a douchebag, but it needed to be fought 6 months prior. And so I just don't feel like there's been any change that would prevent that from happening again. Republicans got outplayed in every conceivable way. And it's maddening. Wake the fuck up.
Can I say something that isn't said enough?
Yes.
Of everyone I talked to on January 6th, because I was there, no one thought the votes weren't going to be certified. Nobody.
That's not surprising.
Nobody thought that was happening. So this claim that it was an
To overthrow
insurrection. It wasn't. There were some fucking idiots that did some dumb shit.
There's more of an insurrection at the bathroom at Taco Bell.
Exactly. But no one thought the election was getting over. I can't say nobody. There were people who thought that.
2 people.
But exactly. 2 people. The same people, the fucking Q shaman who walks in there, like he thought something could get changed. And more power to him. Seems like a decent guy. I've listened to him in some Twitter spaces since he's been out. One of my friends had him on his podcast, and he's into the shamanism thing and all, which is weird. Yeah. But he seems like a decent enough guy. But the majority of the people were just there to say, like, and this is where I was coming from. Like, one, I was there as press. I was filming.
Any trouble?
No.
Oh,
thank God. Knock on wood. But I didn't go in. I didn't, I behaved myself completely. But I was there.
I know people who were like a mile away and did nothing and got FBI visits. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, but it wasn't about stopping the election for most people. It was about saying, at least for me and the people I talked to, it was about saying, we see that something isn't right, and we're not going to just be silent. Like, and everyone knew. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just saying people greatly greatly underestimate the psychological impact of people seeing 6 months of leftists burning the country, all the times that we've seen them attack the Capitol with the Kavanaugh hearings, and a million times, all these state legislatures. Just happened a couple months ago. So I was asked to speak at that rally that day, and I didn't go because my dad begged me not to. He was like, I just have a bad feeling. Just for me, please don't go. And I respected. Thank you, Dad. But I've thought long and hard about what I would have done if I were there. There's nothing. Friends of my friend Brandon is still under fucking probation. All this bullshit. And
what they did to him, what they did to Brandon was ridiculous. What they've done to all the J6 people is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say, there's nothing that he did that I wouldn't have done if I were there, just because it never would have entered my mind that it would have been such a thing to stand
because he didn't even go inside. And you're from the East Coast. I'm sure you've been to DC.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I grew up in Baltimore, an hour north of DC. I've been to DC more times than I can count. And you can always go on the lawn of the Capitol.
Yeah.
It's not restricted area. And I'll tell you, by the time I made it there after the speech, there weren't any barricades or fences around.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell that they had those things up. So,
well, and what's really sick is how the right, begrudging respect to the left, that they are evil geniuses. They are very smart. They are very skilled. And because they're collectivists, they will get in line. They would, they voted for a corpse. They will vote for fucking anyone, and they will all get in line. On the right, it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a double-edged sword, that because we're all about individualism, we can't get our shit together.
Yeah.
And so my point with that, though, is that we always go after our own people. Like Brandon, for example, the media reported that, he snitched on all these people. Of course, no names, no nothing. It's total bullshit. And who goes after him for that? A lot of people on the right. And it's like, we go after, we do the left's work for them. Even, and this is a minor thing, but even, you and I both have fun with it. We joke, but like even the term grifter, that term was popularized by leftists to shit on, to defame and slander any person who spoke any views that were the slightest bit right-leaning. So what happened? Who picked up that ball and ran with it? Conservatives.
Yeah. We did the same thing.
The left work for them. And we're going after every This one's a grifter. That one's a grifter. Everyone's a grifter. Your mom's a grifter. Your sister's twat is a grifter.
So
it's infuriating.
I think, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
see too many people get attacked from the right, like seriously, as being grifters. From what I've noticed, most people on the right are they kind of took grifter like Trump took fake news.
Yeah.
Like they took it and co-opted it, and like now it's like a joke. That's my name. And then you have
I'm
your
aspiring grifter.
you have your aspiring grifter song that you play. So it's just a joke to us.
Which, by the way, help me achieve grifter status and send us your super chats.
There you
Shameless
go.
plug. And join my local. The link is below. And subscribe to his Rumble.
Please. Yeah, at Grifty on Rumble. But look, if you can't afford the super chat, hit the thumbs up, share the stream out. Like, these views aren't getting any algorithm help. So the only way this gets out
of my views.
The only way this gets out is if you guys tell people about it. So thank you guys for tuning in for sure.
So wait, I want to go back to talking about Vivek. So you are pro Vivek.
I think Vivek like cake. Yeah, Vivek like cake. That's what he said. It was definitely one of his cheesier moments.
There are many.
But I think he is the only person, if they manage to take Trump down with all these charges and stuff, I think he's the only person that could actually pull Trump's base at this point in time. And I think he's probably pretty genuine in what he's saying.
You do?
I do.
I hope you're right, because everything he says I agree with. He's so slick. I don't know. I don't trust it. In that debate, he was just on a completely different level than the rest of them. So I think I'm sort of split minds, that I'm like, if he's genuine, if he would do what he says he's going to do, he would be amazing. And I think he would sail towards a victory, because I think he can really explain this shit to people and can really that's what I like about Vivek, if he's genuine, and also DeSantis, if he wakes the fuck up at some point, is that I think they can both kind of be unifying without backing down, unity through strength, peace through strength.
I agree. I think Vivek can probably pull that a little better than DeSantis. Just if you look at what the left and by default the center kind of lean to, you got a brown guy, so that helps. They care.
They
about
don't give
stuff.
a fuck. He will become the brown face of white supremacy in 2 seconds.
Well, to the far left, yes, but to the people in the middle, that's why Obama got elected. Like, they were like, oh, we can make a statement and have the first black president, and that's why everyone who didn't care about politics voted for Obama.
I mean, I will say also, I feel like his first time, he was a good politician.
He was
full of shit in every sense of the word, beyond full of shit. Up to his ears.
For sure. For
sure. His giant ears.
Yeah. But he had the advantage that Vivek has, which is he was unknown. I think being unknown in today's day and age of the internet and social media and all that, you either have to be almost unknown or hyper known, like Trump was. Like, everybody knew everything about Trump,
because he was unknown in politics but hyper known elsewhere.
Right. And so there was nothing that could come out about Trump that shocked anybody. Like, it just didn't. And everybody thought Trump was sleazy when he started running. I mean, he's still kind of sleazy. Doesn't the guy have like a golden toilet or something like that?
I'm so desperate for somebody to just enact policies that will go against the communists. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if you're banging hookers. I don't care if you've got 27, but you do you. Just like get the shit done.
Well, that's why the left wins. Because they don't care. The ends the ends always justify the means for the left. They don't care if you're lying, cheating, stealing, taking away constitutional rights, oppressing your political enemies. So long as you're advancing the leftist agenda, you're good, and they're going to keep voting for you. They don't make any qualms about it. So long as the right keeps trying to have this moral high ground of like, oh, his character's bad or this or that, it's fucking bullshit. We're not voting for chief role model for all the little kids in the country.
Oh,
like,
I hate when they do that shit so much. What am I gonna tell my children?
Yeah, I tell my children.
Grow the
See
fuck.
that? Yeah, I tell my children the same thing about a Republican president as I do a Democrat president, and that's that they're the head of the bullshit government that takes all our money in taxes.
Speaking of which, Friches, Obama increased my health insurance by more than 200%. My parents lost their insurance because of him.
Yep. And
it's unbelievable.
And deductibles on a health insurance policy. If you didn't own a health insurance policy before Obamacare, you don't realize that that's a very new thing. Like health insurance, you paid your copay. You paid $20 when you went to the doctor. If you had to go to a specialist, it was like $50. And that was it. You had to get referrals and all that. Now you have to pay out of pocket like $2,000 each year before your health insurance takes over.
By the way, sorry, parentheses, you just reminded me. I had to go the other day for a doctor's appointment to keep my, because I fucking hate I avoid doctors like little kids should avoid getting in the van when someone says Sears candy. I hate them. I avoid them. But I had to go for like some checkup or something to keep my insurance. So I went there. They do all the stuff. They make you pee in the cup. So I go for the follow-up. The doctor says to me, he's like, I need to talk to you about something. You tested positive. And then he paused. And I'm like, I haven't gotten laid in a very long time. So it can't be AIDS. And he says to me, he's like, you tested positive for alcohol. I'm like, that's a thing? And he was like, is this something
Cheers.
No, I was like, oh, it was probably like a beer because I don't drink much. He goes, oh, it was way more than a beer. I'm like, that's a thing. So he's like, is this a problem I need to know about? I'm like, no. I mean, I guess funny. That's a good thing. Maybe I found a doctor that's actually not like trying to turn you into a junkie, but
I'd be freaked out by that.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, why are you testing for that?
Yeah. Like, you tested positive for alcohol. I'm like, well, here's some more to add to it.
There you go. Hey, look, I told you I had a special hat. Hold on.
Ooh. No way! That's what I'm drinking.
I know. I saw you drinking it the other day when you had Cody on, and I said in the chat, I was like, I got a hat just for our episode right there.
I was so excited. Dude, this shit is so good.
Is it? I've never actually had it. So I got the hat.
You have the hat and you've never had it?
Yeah, so I was working security at the Purple Moose Saloon in Ocean City, Maryland. On the boardwalk.
Purple Moose Saloon?
Yes, it's not a gay bar.
Some BDSM shit.
It does. But it's not a gay bar. It's a rock and roll bar in Ocean City, Maryland. Ooh. Right on the boardwalk. Yeah.
I want to go there.
Oh, it's pretty cool.
Where are the rock and roll gays? There are none.
So, and the Screwball people came out in their fuzzy van. So their van, they have a giant like Amazon van, and it's covered in shag carpet. The whole van. I'm not even joking.
Go find them.
Yeah. So the marketing people came out, and they were doing a tasting, and they had all sorts of merch, and they had this hat, which is cool because it's got, I don't know if you can see it. It's got like drink recipes under the bill. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's a pretty cool hat.
This is one of those things that's dangerous though, because like it's so good, and it's one of those things where it doesn't even taste like you're drinking alcohol, so you just keep drinking it.
Well,
And then you
that's
stand up and you're like, "Whoa,
I drink
I'm
I
gonna
drink
test
the
positive
red,
for
white, and blue. I drink the red, white, and blue Smirnoff.
What is that? What flavor is that? Like raspberry?
It's cherry, citrus, and blue raspberry. I don't know.
This is
It's
a good
good
question,
and it's
by the way.
patriotic.
From Giorgio. Tell me who looks better than Vivek. Trump? Who would you trust that doesn't look good but somehow? So for me, the only options are my number one is DeSantis, then a big drop. And number two, I'm very, very skeptical of him. But if he turned out to be genuine, Vivek, and then a big drop, and then Trump. And the rest are just not even an option, I feel like.
So what is it about Vivek? Like, are there any of the like whisperings? Because there's two big rumors online that like narratives that he's getting attacked as. One of them is that he took a George Soros fellowship / scholarship while he was in college.
That one. Because I've seen other people that I know. Before he even said anything about this, I had already known that like they put people on there without. So, I'm not saying there's nothing behind it. Maybe there is. I don't know. But I don't. Well, yeah.
So the Soros one, he actually did get money from them for college.
I'm sorry. I meant the World Economic Forum one.
Yeah, that's the other one. But in case anyone in the audience is worried about these things, the Soros one, they give out, I think it's 25,000 scholarships a year from this foundation. And any college student, when you're in college, you apply for every scholarship you can so that you don't have to take out student loans. So I just don't think there's a lot of people that hold that against him because George Soros is the boogeyman for, anyone on the right. But I don't think that's fair. And then the other one's the WEF thing, which is a little bit more concerning. But you said that one doesn't even bother you.
Neither of them really do. I mean, I get because I don't know, it's kind of tenuous, I feel like, with both of them. They did put Tulsi Gabbard on there also without telling her. For me, so before, just initially, I just had a strong instinct of like, this guy is so slick and he's so full of shit. I don't love the fact that like a year ago he was saying a lot of the opposite of things he was saying now about Trump, about the election. Because for me, as somebody who sort of was a liberal and then got red pilled, it was a long ass process. It was maybe like a decade from sort of the first thoughts until that. And then even when I left, the time between leaving the left and becoming a Republican even was like a couple years. So I'm skeptical of that. I don't love anyone having ties to the pharmaceutical industry. I don't know. I'm torn. He did so amazing in that debate, though, that I'm like, at this point, honestly, I think I would prefer him to Trump because I think if there's even a chance that he would do the things he claims he would, we've kind of, like Trump said back in the day, what have you got to lose?
Yeah. And I mean, shoot, Trump has even praised Vivek on multiple occasions.
Wow.
You're right. So that's where the
Bobsey twins.
Yeah, that's where the suspicion that maybe he's a Trump plant. That's the one that I'm not convinced of.
You know what's interesting though? If he were just running as somebody like just to throw shit at the wall, see what sticks. Didn't really think he'd win. Maybe he'd get VP, but ends up doing well. I don't know. I think if he were genuine, and I don't know that he is, he might not be. He could be that person who were to win and get an office and, like Obama did to the left. Obama fucking ran against Wall Street and stuff. And then he put the first thing he did in office was put the people in charge of the economy who fucking tanked the economy. So he could end up being that for the right. But if he were genuine, hypothetically, I think he would sail to victory. I think he would make mincemeat out of Biden. And I truly
agree.
Never had such a strong gut instinct as I do that Trump cannot win. He won't. And especially, I think this election, with all the bullshit that these scumbag communists were allowed to get their laws passed in terms of voting, I think that for any Republican to win will be such an uphill battle, and they would have to be so technical and so really have mastered things like ballot harvesting and stuff. And I don't think, not just that Trump doesn't have that knowledge, but I don't think, it seems like he doesn't even want to be running. It seems like it just seems like there's no message, there's no strategy, there's no nothing. Whereas I think DeSantis and Vivek would do really well at that.
Right. So
it's weird now that we're talking.
Let
I'm
me
finding
ask
myself
you
more.
this.
I go so back and forth on Vivek, but I guess I'm open to him. I don't know.
Well, worst case scenario, he's going to be like every other politician and just lie to us.
Yeah.
So that's nothing new. That's what we're used to. So worst case scenario, it's more of the same. But with the Trump thing, you said you just don't feel like there's any way he can win. If the left felt the same way you do, would they be burning all the political capital that they are on all these indictments? If they were certain
if they
that they could do it, you think they want him to be the nominee?
I mean, I think it's sort of twofold. It's like they're kind of good with whatever happens. They're good with him being the nominee and losing, or they're good with throwing him in jail. Like either way, they're kind of getting what they want, or both. I think it could end up being both.
I think if they put him in jail, we have a lot bigger problems on our hands.
Oh, even if they don't, we already do. We're already there. And I
agree. But I think there are some good old boys out in the woods somewhere. And you know, I don't want this. I don't think this is the right way to do things. But I think they put Trump, actually give him a sentence and lock him up. Or one of these lawsuits that are just coming up succeeds in taking him off a ballot. I'm scared of what happens after that.
It's so sick. It's so sick.
I'm scared of what happens after that.
I just want to say this also. We can all have our different views and stuff. We all desperately need to show up and vote. I don't give a fuck if it's DeSantis, Vivek, Trump. I am voting for whoever the Republican nominee is, and I hope everybody will do the same. We can have our different views in the primary. We can argue. We can vote. Whoever, may the best man win. And whoever that man is, I hope we will all fucking vote for. And you know what? I'm sure a lot of people watching this are saying, especially if Jeremy is watching, I know what he thinks. Elections are bullshit. Maybe. But vote as if they're completely legitimate, because what do you have to lose?
Yeah. It's going to be really hard for them to blatantly steal things in front of people's faces year after year. The only way it works is if they demoralize enough of the right to keep them home and keep them out of the elections, and then they don't have to do it anymore. So
don't be sorry, my love. This is place of honesty. I love that.
Yeah.
We all have different thoughts.
Hang on one.
Yeah, though, it's unbelievable the amount of power that the left has been able to consolidate in the last couple of years, that they don't even need to care about how things look. They don't even need to care about the appearance of rigging an election, indicting a president. Like, they don't care, because they know that their people won't care, and they know that they can get away with it. You know, we teach people how they can treat us. And I hate to say it, but I feel like the right has kind of showed them that there is nothing that they cannot get away with.
Yeah. I mean, I get that, but are you familiar with Michael Malice?
Oh, yeah.
At all? So did you read
so weird, by the way. I have like 1 million mutual friends with him from before I was like people I went to high school with and shit.
Right.
And yet we've never met.
Never crossed paths. That's horrible. So did you read his newest book, The White Pill?
No, I've been meaning to.
All right. Well,
I need one of those. I'm very jaded now.
Spoiler warning. It's been out for a little bit. It's the whole book is stories from the Soviet Union of how bad it was.
Oh, wow.
And it was a million times worse than what we're going through right now. We're headed there, but it was so much worse. And yet the people won in 1989 when the Soviet Union fell. So, hang on one second.
Sure. This is a great point, Millie. Elections are bullshit, but you still need to vote so you can at least say that you did something to try and change the narrative. Yes, I hope everybody's with me. I don't give a fuck which of them is the nominee. We are voting for whichever one it is. And we can argue. We've got like what? We've got months and months and months to argue. We're having a good time. And then after that, we are going to shut the fuck up and vote for the Republican. Because, you know, it's not Democrat versus Republican. These are communists. The people who call themselves Democrats are radical communists. Hey, darling.
Hey, sorry about that. I took a drink of my drink and it like went down the wrong
hey,
tube. And
traveling from the Camel Cast. Say hi to
Cody
for us. That's awesome.
Yeah, he did 2 today.
He had 2? That guy works fucking hard.
He had the guitarist from Ozzy Osbourne.
Hey, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, that was on like this afternoon, and then he did a solo stream, I think, reviewing the Ahsoka series so far.
Oh, shit.
At least that's what was in the thumbnail, was in a picture of Ahsoka. So yeah, he did 2 today.
I guess that would be a cool thing to announce that we're figuring out the exact day, but coming soon is an epic crossover is going to be happening. We're going on each other's shows, me and Nick Rekieta.
Oh shit. The Pope of LawTube.
Chris for connecting us. Thank you, my beloved Chris.
That's
he is
awesome.
Amazing. Cody is amazing, and this motherfucker is amazing. I gotta tell you guys,
I'm not.
Bullshit.
This guy's amazing.
No, God, no, I'm overrated.
I'm just a retarded shit poster from Twitter. So.
No, you're fucking awesome, dude. I gotta tell you, like, I've been so jaded and miserable, like all these fucking like content creators that are so full of shit and they don't mean anything they say and they're just such scumbags. So honestly, meeting people like you and Cody has been, as Michael Malice would say, a white pill.
There you go. Yeah, but like talking about that book, like his whole point was, as bad as it got there, they still couldn't win. Like, so as bad as it gets here, and it might have to get worse before enough people wake up. And that's sad. I don't want my kids to go through anything like what happened in the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Like God forbid. But at some point in time, people resist tyranny.
I hope so.
Ultimately. It could take 10 years, it could take 2 years, it could take 100 years. And that sucks. But there's always hope, and you always got to keep fighting. So that's my thing. I try not to get doom pilled, and you know, there's this theory that Elon talks about it, that the most likely outcome is the most entertaining one, the one that most fits like a fictional narrative. And if you abide by that rule, I think Trump getting round 2 after Biden definitely fills out the story the best. So
look, if he's the nominee and he ends up winning, I will be happy as a clam. I just don't see any universe in which that happens. It's good. Oh, and did you hear about, by the way,
either?
That's true. But I think back then, first of all, I don't think Democrats had quite the level of power that they do now. But also, they were so overconfident they didn't think they had to fucking do anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if that's the case, it doesn't matter who it is.
Oh, I'm so happy. This is cozy. I like it here. I'll try to tune in more often. Oh, welcome to the crazy train, Shadow.
Yeah,
Glad
definitely tune in more often. This is awesome show, awesome host. Everybody, make sure you like and subscribe to Mike.
And subscribe to his Rumble. The link is below. I'm trying to use Rumble more.
Yeah, so because I don't have an audience at all, and I'm just starting.
You do.
Well, you know what I mean. Like I'm just starting.
Loved. So many people.
My accounts are less than 6 months old.
Then that's amazing. In particular, that's particularly amazing. I'm the opposite. I've had mine forever and like have 7 views. So you're in a better spot.
Well, I appreciate it. You flatter me. But no, I think Rumble going into next year with the election, I think they're gonna get their monetization more on board and make it more viable for creators to start making money. And I think the censorship's gonna kick up on YouTube. So what I do is I stream to Rumble and then I pull my clips from my streams to my YouTube channel. That way I can make sure nothing's said that YouTube doesn't like and still take advantage.
Like, I got into doing all this shit by fucking accident that I'm like, fuck you. I don't care. Strike me down. I've been banned 21 times for shit. I'm banned from Grindr now. I didn't know you could be banned from Grindr.
Wait, did you say you're banned from Grindr?
I'm banned from Grindr for the dumbest thing. It was so benign.
What'd you say? Well, hold on. Everybody knows the gays are catty.
No, I wish it was. The thing is, I was dating someone at the time, so I didn't even used it in months. And then when we broke up, I looked at it and I was like, oh shit, I'm banned. But no, so everyone's profile on there was like vaccinated, 7 times vaccinated, and 12 times vaccinated. So I made my bio on there said, we get it, you're vaccinated. I got banned for that. You have people on there talking about like fucking meth, and they're on meth and want to do meth with you, and you've got fucking hookers and like everything. But don't say we get it, you're vaccinated.
So my younger brother's gay, so he has talked to me about the troubles of Grindr many a times. We're not necessarily on speaking terms at the moment.
Because you're homophobic.
Yes, totally homophobic. No,
you're in the homophobic Avengers.
Yeah, so politics definitely played a part in it, unfortunately.
Oh, he's one of those faggots.
Yeah. But I love him. And I wish him nothing but the best. And it is what it is. But I just want to take a second real quick. American Legend, I saw your chat. Yeah, I'm in a lot of chats. I do appreciate that you notice me, man. That makes it worth what I do. So I moderate for a couple channels. Let's just say I'll be in chat when you're on with Nick. So
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I appreciate the love.
Part of so many chats that's how I came to see you.
Yeah.
From what's his name? The Law Channel, American Law.
Good Logic.
Good Logic.
So I mod for Joe and Nick, and then I'm around in like I said, I spend way too much fucking time on the internet.
So do I.
So.
Jacob, I'm so happy. I'm with Shadowcast. You've earned my sub, brother. I'll be around to read in your chat more often. Yes. Oh,
yes.
I'm so happy. You guys are the best.
That's the salty army people. That's the salty army people. They're the best.
I will argue with anybody that I have the greatest fucking chat friends in the world. That you guys are the greatest. If you guys feel so inclined, by the way. Well, wait 1 second. This would be a quick opportune moment to have a very quick word from our sponsors.
It's time for my grifting. Give me all your money. Don't just be a drifter. Help me be a grifter.
Fuck you, pay me.
So, if you like the channel, I'm gonna just do this as Eliza Blue. Eliza Blue says that you was gonna be trafficked if you do not send us your super chats. So send in your super chats and join my locals if you feel so inclined. We have an awesome, epic Discord squad. We've got like the whole squad. We do Zoom hangouts. We do movie night. We do game night. We are starting this week. I was thinking about what day it is. We're starting this week. Are You Afraid of the Dark watch parties?
Shit.
So yes, send us your super chats. Join the locals. Join the squad. Join the crazy train. Grifty, how can people support you?
Rumble is where you can catch all of my live streams. Just at Grifty on Rumble.
The link
and
is
then
below.
Link below, and then you can always follow my shenanigans on Twitter. We don't use fake pronouns like X around here, so follow me on Twitter, and that's at Grifty IRL. So
that took a minute that I got it.
Mike,
Salty Cracker is awesome. What's up?
he is you have to go get yourself a Coffee Brand coffee affiliate link.
Oh yeah, I do.
Under the King Grifter. You can just sign up for it. And then you get a code.
Oh, I gotta like text Jeremy and be like,
yeah, it's just a website. You just sign up. I got one.
oh really? I
Yeah.
didn't do that.
So
Giorgio, what if on Grindr you said you were vaccinated against monkeypox? I love how you're saying that as if, oh, wouldn't that be ridiculous? They do. Their bios will literally say 4 times vaccinated against COVID, 2 times vaccinated against monkeypox. I'm sorry, but like maybe it's just me. Grifty, I have not gotten any in a very long time. A very, very, very long time.
that's
But
not good. You live in New York. That's like the gayest place on the East Coast.
well, I could, but I'm being selective.
Well, there you go. That's probably smart.
I'm
It's
not
probably
19
smart.
anymore. I'm like, it's been this long. I'm gonna like have the next one. I'm gonna make it count. There's gonna be chandelier swinging.
Well,
But
and you got to make sure they're like legit and they don't
Right?
like.
You know what else they do, Grifty? They have, and again, no disrespect to anybody if they're on whatever, you do you. However, they all are on this pharmaceutical pill that they take every day to not get AIDS. And, objectively, I'm sure, yeah, God bless, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure it's a great thing, whatever. I kind of feel like, how much sex must you be having to need to take a pill to not get AIDS? I wish I had to worry about getting AIDS.
Wait, so
I've not been AIDS in a
hold
very
on.
long time.
Okay, my lessons in the gay culture are seriously lacking.
We'll catch you up, baby.
So it's a pill that you have to take every day.
PrEP. Even the name sounds super gay.
Wait, they call it PrEP?
Because you're preparing to like preparation H, you're
Oh
preparing.
my fucking god.
Take a and your
Oh my fucking god. I thought I knew there was a medicine for like people who had HIV.
Take it every day, every month, every year. And these people must be getting railed like 10 different ways till Sunday.
Oh my fucking god. This is why they all took the jab so easily.
I know. Oh my god. And I've had doctors, by the way, that I went to try to pressure me to start taking it. And I was like, I assure you there is absolutely no reason for me to be taking it right now. Like a nun would have more reason to be taking this shit than me. And they really try to like push and push and push. They're like, well, it's very easy. I'm like, no, I don't want it. I'm like, I promise you, I am not doing any fucking thing that I would get AIDS from.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it's just
That's
a good
ridiculous.
thing to do. It's just a good thing to do. You should just do it. Just do it. I'm like, no, thank you. No, thanks.
Yeah, and what are the long-term studies? What do the long-term studies on that look like?
Probably because we don't know because they're all dead.
Exactly. Jesus.
Probably the same
Oh
for
my God.
walkers.
All right. So you had something that I've been trying to postpone and not look at all night. But
Wait,
I think the people were
I had to hit up the chat. There was a vaccine for the monkey thing. I only know that because I would see people on Grindr, and it was like every profile that was like 3 vaccines for monkeypox and 7 vaccines for COVID.
Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Like, who the fuck gets monkey? Like, what do you have to be doing to get that and the anti-AIDS pill? You must be taking like 7 dicks at a time.
Well, I think didn't the whole monkeypox thing start in like a Turkish bathhouse or at some like rave
I'm
party?
shocked. I'm absolutely floored. And Rent
Fucking
music
Christ.
plays.
Oh my fucking God.
525,600 minutes.
Jesus.
Oh, I hate these people. See, this is why I need to be in the homophobic Avengers. I hate these people, Grifty.
Can I make a confession? Every time someone brings up Rent, I think of the musical from Team America.
Everybody has AIDS. 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 AIDS.
Exactly.
I always think I did a video. If you guys are new here, check out my videos because this was a classic that I made. One of my best friends, Peter. I got to introduce you guys, by the way. You would like each other. But my friend Peter, who is this like big burly straight guy, I made him watch Rent, and we made a video about it. Just
oh my God.
Oh my God, Ramiro, I feel you probably because my shaft is collecting dust at this point. Good things I might have to worry about that. I have got cobwebs in my pants. You have no idea.
Oh my God.
So anyway, though.
I've never heard it quite put that way, Ramiro. My shaft
is a heavy load. Legend. You have earned your name, legend.
Definitely.
Chris, I love that you know the number. Okay, so yes, we've been putting this off. We need to talk. We need to fucking talk. It's okay, fam. We are going to get through this together.
Okay. Hold on.
Let me pull it up.
I need more alcohol for this.
So, this was not on my bingo card. Ratioing the bestiality people. But I ratio the bestiality people. There are bestiality people. And so, I don't know if you're, what do they call themselves? The zoosexuals. And it was zoosexual pride.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Are these, so I had a question. Are these people, are these furries? Or are these people who are trying to, like, actually fucking animals?
They're fucking animals, I think.
What?
Because let me keep it 100.
Okay.
I don't get this shit. I don't get it. I don't get it. However, I do have a friend or two who are into like the furry stuff where they wear the suit, and that's cool.
Right.
I support you. You do you. So there are those people, but then there are like the bestiality people and like wood.
So are we just talking like white women's and their dogs?
They can't find anyone else. I don't know. Wait. Okay, I'm pulling it up. I am pulling it up. Oh my God. By the way, I've been flirting with this hot guy all day. And I had to tell him about the show. I was like, oh, I have a show tonight. He's like, what's it about? I'm like, bestiality.
Oh my God.
And this is why I will never get laid again.
That's an icebreaker.
Okay, so they tweeted this. Their like manifesto. Whoa, wait. Breaking news. Bestiality is the coitus. Zoosexual is the relationship. Wait, okay, Chris. Clarify. Do you mean relationship like relationship?
Like romantic relationship?
Like, okay, so it's the difference between a grinder where you and
Christian
dating
mingle?
someone.
It's like the difference between grinder and Christian mingle. Oh my God, Esteban said they're the same thing. He says they're the same thing to me. Grinder and Christian mingle.
Oh my God. Okay. So they tweeted, "Happy Bestiality Pride." By the way, I'm not even going to bother trying to get this video monetized.
Look, I can say I support them advertising this as loudly as possible so that when society collapses, we know who they are.
Yeah. All right. And see, this is as sickening as this is, it's oddly poignant because it shows how all of these different fucked up groups are just trying to leech on to the gays to gain legitimacy for their sick shit. Oh my God. Hello and welcome to the end of Zoo Pride Week 2023. Tomorrow we'll be diving right back into our regular oh my God, they have regular content. Grifty, they have regular content. So you're getting articles 3 whole days in a row. What the fuck do their articles talk about? Monday, we're banging a Cocker Spaniel. Tuesday, we're banging a fucking Lhasa Apso.
Isn't this illegal?
A Shih Tzu in the Shih Tzu.
Isn't this illegal?
I hope so.
I'm not mistaken, right? Like, it's illegal to fuck animals.
I don't know.
Why? What? They can go on the fucking wall with the maps.
Yes. See, here's the thing.
Right here on this wall. Look, it's even rainbow colored for them.
They can feel we've
inclusive.
Gone far enough with the whole wood chipper thing. I would really like to revisit the discussion of expanding the breadth of the wood chipper. Because these people are going to go in there too.
I'm leaving wood chippers alone. They got me banned from Twitter for like 3 weeks.
Oh my God, really? For fucking pedophiles?
Yep. The same one that Chris got banned for. And then the day he got his back, I got fucking locked out.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
So no.
I keep the wood chipper talk to a minimum now.
Oh, well, fuck them. Ban me again, bitches. I'll be back. I'll fucking haunt you from the grave. Oh my God. So I want to directly compare the struggles of the LGBTQ and the zoo community. Possibly the worst argument against zoosexuality. Their worst arguments is that it's illegal and therefore it's bad. There are a ton of really awful zero thought takes out there, and I really think that one takes the top spot. There's a million ways you can refute it. So they're saying that just because something is illegal doesn't mean it's bad, but like,
okay,
really
fair enough.
They're good.
Fair enough.
Jaywalking.
My point when asking isn't this illegal wasn't that makes it immoral. My point was, why are you talking about it openly in public when it's a criminal act? Like,
I'm glad they are though. So I mean, hopefully someone will fucking torches it. You know when they say, "Oh, you're inciting violence"? Well, I am. If you're watching, find these people. I want pitchforks. I want torches. I want chainsaws.
Ooh, spicy.
I am an animal lover, but not in the way that these fucking people are.
Oh my
God!
God!
The legal status of ideas tends to lag behind the general. And let's be real here for a moment.
Okay, it's official. You guys, the gays have to go beat them up.
Oh, I'm down. Who's with me? Gays, chat. Let's go.
They're trying to latch on to your movement, and I think you guys can take them.
Oh, hell yeah, we can fucking take them. God, you know what these people must look like. Ugh. Probably like, fucking, yeah.
Chris says, let's go.
See? My rebel gays are with me. It's the fucking Stepford faggots that we hate, but the rebel gays, we got this.
Can I say, I love that you're taking faggot back, by the way.
Oh, hell yeah.
You shocked Cody with that the other day. You said
really?
And well, he didn't say it. He would say retard, but he was like, "Oh, YouTube doesn't like that one."
I don't fucking care. YouTube hates me. I could sit here and be fucking Mr. Rogers, and YouTube would hate me. So fuck off, YouTube.
Dude, I grew up in the 90s. Even the gay kids called the losers fags.
Yes.
Like there's a difference.
But it's amazing because they'll take issue with that and then they'll call each other fucking queer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just like, the N-word.
It's so gross. The legal status of ideas tends to lag behind the... Well, this is what I was going to say. Let's be real. This is probably about 2 years from being accepted by fucking liberals. They won't say shit about pedophilia now because that might not be inclusive, and we have to be so inclusive. We're probably a year or two away from liberals getting on board with this, is the sad truth.
This is so disgusting. Like, I don't...
He so will, Joe. Grifty, do you know that little twerp, Hunter Avalon?
I do. So I'm so old school YouTube. I remember when Hunter Avalon was an anti-feminist YouTuber and like doing co-streams with Sargon of Akkad. And then he went full bread tube and lost his fucking mind.
That fucking wife of his.
Who's he married to?
Well, they're divorced now, but he married a liberal and he caught the STD of liberalism.
Oh my God.
Ramiro. Hunter being the definition of tweak death. Yeah. I think you can see somebody's belief. Physiognomy is undefeated. You can see somebody's beliefs on their face, and he looks like the little fucking marshmallow man. Yeah, he did get cut. But yeah, he's one of these people who's like destigmatized pedophilia. And he wanted me to go on his fucking show and debate this with him.
Why didn't you?
Because I'm like, I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm going to be emotional and I'm going to be fucking screaming at someone. Because there's no way to not be with something like that.
Tell him you have someone who will debate this with him. Please.
Well, this is a while ago, but I will.
Oh my God. I would love to debate him on this. This would be fantastic.
It's so sick. It's so fucking sick.
The
instead,
clips.
the easiest way.
The clips would be gold.
That's true. Well, wasn't homosexuality legalized in the United States? Blah blah blah. Does that mean homosexuality was immoral? See, everybody wants to fucking ride the coattails of the gays because that was like the one thing that most people could agree on. They're like, okay, we don't fucking care. Go bang dudes. Get your monkeypox. We don't give a shit. And now that opened the door. Maybe the Westboro Baptist Church was just right all along. Maybe they were. I'm just saying.
Oof. That's a spicy take.
I mean, I'm kidding.
But only a little bit.
Only a little bit. I'm not 100% kidding.
Oh, fuck.
I would rather.
It's so bad, though. But you're right. So the gay rights movement, particularly like the quest for gay marriage, was so successful. It was the most successful civil rights movement in our nation's history. It took 10 years. Like, really. Like, it was happening in the 70s in California with Harvey Milk and all of that stuff. But yeah, that's a whole nother character. Mm-hmm. But like in reality, you're looking like 10 years from the time, and all thanks to Will and Grace.
Ugh. I'd rather
But
stick my dick in a blender than
but
watch
it normalized it. It normalized. So America never had issues with two girls. They just didn't. Like there were two girls making out all the time.
No, they want to watch.
Right, but it was the gay guys that was an issue, and Will and Grace just put it in front of them every day, and slowly, like the frog in the water, like it slowly eased up to that.
Will and Grace made the straights less homophobic. It made me more homophobic because I fucking hate those people. They're insufferable. Grifty Joey said, "Grifty, don't let no one fuck my dog."
Oh, that's one of my best friends in the world.
Oh,
Right
hey
there.
Joey.
Yeah, he's being serious. I'm dog sitting his dog right now, kind of indefinitely right now. But I promise, no one is fucking your dog.
However, this point usually leads to flood people saying blah blah blah. Being gay isn't the same thing as wanting to fuck dogs. Being gay isn't the same thing as wanting to fuck dogs. But what if I told you that it was? You sickos! In fact, I would argue that is not only an apt comparison. I would say that the similarities between the LGBTQ rights movement and the zoosexuality rights movement, there's a movement, Grifty, there's a movement, are so clear.
Look, this is on you guys. This is on you.
For being against zoos.
Yeah, this is on you. Get your house in order. Get your house in order.
What?
They're jumping on your bandwagon.
Fire, and I'm a fucking mile away walking down the highway hitchhiking.
They're jumping on your bandwagon. You guys got to nix this in the fucking butt.
Fuck no.
Because you know the worst part is the majority of Rainbow Inc. will support this.
Oh, I know. We are, mark my words. You guys remember I said this. Within the next 2 years, they will be supporting this.
Oh my God.
In the same way they support pedophilia now, which is like they don't come right out and say it, but they're very, they won't say anything against it.
They do. They had like a whole series of articles in Salon. Like they do. True. They do come out and say it. It's fucking disgusting.
Millie, thanks for this. I hate this. You're welcome. Aren't you? You're welcome, Millie. You hang out with us, Millie.
Yeah, Millie's the best.
I love Millie so fucking much. She is a goddess. Parentheses, by the way, send us your super chats if you are so inclined to do so, and subscribe to my locals. The link is below. And now let's burn our eyes out together. Why do people hate the gays? Nobody hates the gays. You're the ones. You sick fucks are making people hate the gays. Well, there's a lot of reasons nowadays. Back in the good old blah, 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 the argument came down. It's not natural. No. We ain't going to go there, you sick fucks. And let me tell you why. Just on a, what's the word? On a ground level, homosexuality can be found in over 400 species in the animal kingdom. How many species in the animal kingdom do you find different animals fucking each other? None.
So, okay, I got a question. Because I'm a fucked up person and my brain works in fucked up ways.
Me too.
Are these gay? Like,
I don't know. What do you mean? Like they'll only fuck boy dogs?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is that why they're comparing
do you think that's
it?
A thing? That they have a gender preference in the
But
animal?
if it's like a guy fucking a girl dog, then isn't this cultural appropriation?
Also, like, I can't believe that we even need to like state arguments against this, but like, you're not just sick fucks just because you're sick fucks. You are rapists of animals. Animals cannot consent. Yes. You are rapists. And I guarantee you, Grifty, I'm sure this will come up as we continue reading. I guarantee you that they're going to say some sick shit like, Oh, they know when the animals consent. The animals, because see, the dog sat, and so that
Oh
means
my
the dog
God.
consented.
If they say born this way, I'm out.
Oh, I'm gonna. This is gonna be a Mike didn't kill himself episode because holy shit. It's not natural. It's different. Obviously, different cultures. Different cultures. Their fucking moral relativism.
Wait, are they gonna say that there is a culture somewhere where it's normal to fuck animals?
I bet you
'Cause
there is in some shithole fucking country in like Calcutta. They're like,
I
you
don't
know,
I don't know about that.
I don't either. Ugh. Oh my God, Grifty, do you think they have like tops and bottoms with the animals?
Oh my fucking Lord. Well, look, I've known a lot of dogs in my life, and I think any single one of them, if you tried to put your dick in its ass, it would rip your face off.
Oh, I hope these sick fucks try this shit. Just try this shit with a pit bull and get all their business bitten off. Please try to fuck a pit bull.
Oh.
I love you, pit bulls, but you ain't gonna be having none of this shit.
Yeah, this is hard, like, to listen to. Like, there's not a lot on the internet that gets under my skin nowadays. I mean, I've seen cartel chainsaw decapitation videos, and like, there's not a lot. These people are.
Where do you see that shit, Grift?
Oh, you can't anymore. It's so hard nowadays.
Oh,
But back
damn.
in the day, there used to be this website called GRIFTY or something like that. I have to type it out, but it was the worst thing in the world. Like all the ISIS beheading videos were on there. All the cartel fucking videos are on there. It was so bad. And Live Leak back in the day used to be where you could find all the like really uncensored gross shit.
I avoid that shit. Oh, Sage. I love you, Sage. Thank you so much. Wood Chippers 2024. Love you, Mike. I love you,
Hey,
Sage.
that's got my vote.
Me too. I keep saying we need to really talk about expanding the wood chippers because we always say wood chippers just for pedos and 1000% pedos and wood chippers. But I think we need to add some more people in the wood chippers too. I don't think it should be just for the pedos. You know, let's be inclusive with our wood chippers.
I've been told inclusivity is a strength.
It is. So let's utilize that strength. Blah blah blah. We got a movement that viewed the idea of women as less. But these, oh my God, you sick fucks. If you blah blah blah, get on with the point. Elon Musk. How did Elon Musk get involved in Bernie Sanders? How did they get involved in fucking animals?
What?
Imagine if Elon Musk, Bernie Sanders, Obama, and Rihanna all came out and said that masturbating would literally go. What? It's impossible to quantify the effect that a body of authority. Yeah, that's why people don't fuck animals.
Hold on. Are they literally comparing if 4 major pop culture figures came out and said masturbating would literally kill you, that's the same as saying you shouldn't fuck your dog?
I take back everything I said. Not DeSantis, not Trump, not Vivek. Giant asteroid 2024. I'm over this shit. I'm over it. I'm ready.
Oh my fucking, this hurts my head.
I know. Oh, Cerberus, thank you so much for the Wood Chipper Fund. I love you.
Hey, way to be, Cerberus. $20 super chat.
Fucking squad ever. Ain't nobody here fucking dogs or cats or whatever they've. It's impossible to quantify. Blah blah blah. Anyway, tangent aside, people hate the gay. Nobody hates the gays. We hate you. It's a long time ago. Everyone was told to hate the gay. Oh yeah, Grifty. We just hate them because we're told to hate people who fuck animals. We're just told to.
Oh,
it's society. It's society's fault. It's the systemic systems of systemic systems of oppression.
Oh my fucking god! Like, scroll down. Look at these lines they're comparing that they're saying are bad. Like,
oh, you're
the top
gay. I
one.
guess you must want little kids too. See, here's the thing: nobody fucking says that to me because
Right,
and you sick fucks. They say that to you.
But look, I can go. Oh, you're a what do they call it? A zoophile? I guess you want to fuck your dog, and it works. See. You're gay, I guess you must want to diddle kids. That doesn't work. Like, yeah, there's gay people that diddle kids, there's straight people that diddle kids.
Yeah.
Like those, they go to the wood chipper. We established that. But if you're a zoophile, 100% of you want to fuck an animal. And
it's like saying the equivalent of that, like, this is not an apt comparison. The apt comparison would be someone saying, oh, you're gay, I guess you must want to diddle men. It's like, yeah, I do. You're gay because you're a sex addict and can't stop yourself. Well, you know, there might be some truth to that. Homosexuality is an addiction. You're gay. What Trump? You're sick in the fucking head. The zoo. Will they just get on with the point?
There is no point though. That's the thing. This is paragraph after paragraph after paragraph of word salad meant to confuse whoever's reading it to somehow by the end of it make you doubt your own gut instinct that fucking animals is bad.
And that's what all this shit is about. Everything we are dealing with right now, every single thing, is they are trying to replace instinct with ideology. And this is the next evolution of that. Look at this shit. Look at this shit, Grifty. Whether you're same-sex attracted or different species attracted.
I want them all to go try and fuck brown bears.
Yes! Yes! Do it. Do it. The flavor of
and cougars.
And this is the thing. They have all the same arguments that the transes do, and that everything. This is just the exact. This is just one step forward of the same language that we're hearing now.
How many followers does this Twitter account have?
Oh, probably tons, thousands. The same way people aren't hoping zoos are going to change. I'm never going to be able to go to the zoo again without thinking of this. All those lines are shorthand for you're bad, and that's that. Yes, I completely agree. You're bad, and that is that. They're the end of a conversation.
Oh,
yeah, it's the end of the conversation,
God.
bitch. Ugh. Even lines that are provably false. What is provably false about? Oh, my God. However, it's not all doom and gloom. Why isn't it all doom and gloom? I want it to be all doom and gloom for these people.
Because their culture. Their culture is strong like the gay culture. That's what they say. This is like this is the most insulting thing I've ever read. If I was a gay fucking person, the level of rage that this would bring me, that someone was trying to compare their degenerate fucking, oh my fucking God, dude. This and didn't you say there were songs?
Oh, there's song. Wait, I'm trying to see if there's a point to this, so we can skip ahead. Or secrets, but it's safer. Well, there's always people talking about their zoosexuality. There is. We have Telegram channels and Discord servers. They do.
Yeah, they have those things for fucking kiddie porn too. That doesn't make them right. There's actually a reason why you have to hide in the basement of the internet.
Why don't we get those people? I don't understand why they're allowed to just do that. Whether it's this, whether it's kiddie porn, why don't we just like get them? Why is it complicated?
Because they don't want to. Because they don't want to. It doesn't matter.
That's exactly what Cody was saying too when he was on. That like a lot of these people are fucking
Yeah, it just doesn't matter to them. I mean, look, you had Dennis Hester, the Republican Speaker of the House, convicted of like child molestation. Like these people, they're all friends with
Harvey
Epstein.
Milk. There we go. Harvey Milk. Who
Did they
was
bring him
banging
up?
minors.
Mm.
The bigotry against both the zoo community and the LGBTQ community come from the same place. No, they do not, you sick fucks. We face the same stereotypes. Both communities show parallel focus in the you know what? I believe that. I believe that you have the same parallel focus as these sick queer motherfuckers in the alphabet cult. So y'all can have each other. And the rest of us, me and Esteban and Dylan and all our chat friends, we will go our own way. We are just gay. We are not LGBTQ. I guess they're gonna have to add a B in there or a Z, zoosexuality.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I feel a little bit better because this here for the zoo only has 4,500 subs.
That's 4,500 too many,
but
though.
That's exactly 4,539 too many.
Yes. So, Grifty, I have to tell you, these people, the zoosexuals, they have a podcast. They got a podcast. And it is not just a podcast. On occasion, they sing songs about their bestiality. So we're going to check out their YouTube channel. Because why not?
Of course we are.
We have to, right?
Of course we are.
Have to. Oh my God, we have to. And now let me say this.
Oh, I'm just glad you're putting that juju into your YouTube algorithm and not mine.
Fuck YouTube. Fuck all of them. I don't care. Like I said, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So subscribe while you can and send us your super chats while you can before I get banned. Because the day is coming. Yes, Ramiro, 1,000%. Nice article, sir. Now face the wall.
Right there.
That's such a cute picture, too, Ramiro. I feel like I've never properly addressed that. That is a sexy-ass picture.
Uh-oh.
I want to, like, set my chat up with each other. Because we have, like, such sexy people. And it seems like we're all single. So I want to start fixing you up with each other. We need to have like the dating game, the microaggressed dating game. Joe, many furry Twitter bios say 18 plus, no pedos, no. That's good. So I was gonna say, I have some friends who are like into the furry stuff, and I don't get it. It ain't my cup of tea, but I support you. You do you.
I reserve the right to make fun of you, though, because it's weird as fuck.
Oh, same. But I love them, and I support you.
Right.
So those are not the zoosexuals.
Oh, my God.
Millie, thank you, Mo. Mike, why do you hate us all this much? I'm trying to
don't
up with each other.
We love you, Millie. We love you.
Isn't she amazing? She like fucking... So my community with locals and Discord and stuff is like fucking hopping now, and it's kind of all because of Millie that she was like whipped me into shape. She was like, you have to do this and do this and do that. She is just amazing. But so anyway, they have a podcast. So let me just say this: it is called Zooier Than Thou.
Oh my God!
So let me just say something to you, Zooier Than Thou motherfuckers. You sick fucks. Because I know you're going to get a little notification saying that we played your stuff on the show. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I'm not at all. I will not monetize this video myself. Now, while you're here, allow me to tell you something. You sick fucks, all I have to say, you're sick, you're nasty, and you need Jesus.
On the wall.
And get in the wood chipper, you sick fucks.
There you go. Oh my
I'm not
fucking
even
god!
religious, but you sick fucks, you need Jesus.
It's true.
Millie is fire. I agree. Holy shit. Okay, so let's get into the Zooier Than Thou podcast.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's do this.
I have an aneurysm. Parentheses, by the way, send us your super
Oh
chat
god.
because this is the torture that we put ourselves through for our craft.
They're furries too.
See, I bet you the bestiality people hide that behind like being a furry. You know?
Oh.
Like
oh
I
god,
bet
Chris says it gets worse.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so which one should we watch? Okay. Let's look at the titles. By the way, these fuckers have put more videos on YouTube than I have. Look at all
How's
these
this? How is
know,
it?
yeah,
I can't.
and they're probably monetized.
That's what I'm saying. How is it that I can't question weird ass vans of ballots showing up to the convention center in Atlanta on election night at 2:00 in the morning because that's against YouTube terms of service? But these motherfuckers can just live in YouTube world advocating for fucking animals.
Look at this discussion with a non-zoo. So they're going to be people who fuck animals having a discussion with someone who doesn't fuck animals. ZooTube, it's a whole tube. Oh my god. Oh my god. Zoos and I'm never going to the zoo again. Oh my god. Following in queer footsteps. And by the way, parentheses. If you are a homosexual, if you are of the homosexual persuasion, don't let these motherfuckers take an inch with the word queer. Don't fucking play that game. Don't let them fucking do that, because that vague ass term is how they're able to do all this shit. So don't give an inch to these motherfuckers. It's like what we were saying with gun restrictions. Yeah. All this shit, queer, the word queer and LGBTQ, blah, blah, blah. It's all 2 weeks to flatten the curve. And the next thing you know, you got people fucking animals in your name.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I feel like that might have made more sense in my head.
I just can't wrap my head around this. Like how
Thank God. They have songs. They have a song called Amen. They have a song called Cry Harder. Oh,
let's hear Cry Harder.
Grifting. I just had a horrible thought. Like the animals crying when they're raped by these fucking
oh my god.
You know these people are hideous. They're the beasts. The beautiful animals are not the beasts. These people are the fucking beasts.
Facts.
Oh my god. Wait. Is it sharing that screen? Okay, wait, no. To switch to the other screen. Sorry, I opened too many tabs. Let me get this one. No, wrong button. 1 second. Share screen. Okay, so which song should we hear first? Cry Harder?
Sure.
WTF.
Zoo.WTF. My thoughts exactly.
Hey, give credit where credit is due. We might be white and nerdy, but at least we fuck bitches, so let's do this. Doggy D.
We fuck bitches. But they mean bitches. They mean like literally.
Is this the natural progression of incels?
I think it's the natural progression of LGBTQIAXYZ LMNOP.
Toggle rat.
Wait, hold on.
Zooier Than Thou.
Don't say my name, though.
Putting the best back in bestiality.
I don't want anyone to know I'm a zoo.
You think it's quaint to feign offense and paint me as a villain, but your complaints ain't made me faint yet. Your threats unfulfilling. If you will.
You rape animals, you sick fucks. By the way, like I said, try to copyright claim this bitch because Rumble don't have any of that shit. This will be a Rumble. This clip will live longer than you will, motherfuckers.
This has to be a joke.
I don't think it is.
How?
They're gonna rap, and you know they're white. You know they're white. First of all, I am very uncomfortable with white people rapping.
Okay, Mike, you win. No one has ever successfully made me like speechless on a fucking stream.
Welcome to Microaggres'd.
And
thank you so much. The people who secretly thought that Jeff Goldblum was sexier than that he was at the beach. I love you. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I love my squad. I love my chat friends so much.
That was fantastic.
I love you guys so fucking much. I am madly in love with you guys. Holy shit. Okay, they continue. They continue.
Willing to listen to christen you with new insights. The light of love, it hides above the depths of your gut fright. Dumb spite. Spite'll be the word of your undoing. Anger brewing, it is screwing, different breeds and pursuing that pleasure treasured by our forebears for countless generations. Sat the stewing over natural wooing in every nation.
Natural!
Flirtation with Alsatians astounds me. Population, his elation.
Flirtation? How do you flirt with a cocker spaniel? What do you go here? I put some peanut butter on my wiener.
Can someone show me, like, point to the reference of where, like, Thomas Jefferson was banging his fucking horse? He said since our founders. Like,
I feel dirty in places I can't watch. I know. George, look up Kiro the wolf. I'm afraid to. Okay, I'll look that up after. Remind me.
Palpable as he pounds me. Think castration is better? Your mind is fettered by falsehoods, by arrogance, by ignorance, all carried from childhood.
We're just ignorant from childhood that people shouldn't rape animals.
Hold on. Who during their childhood ever even has the scenario of fucking animals enter their consciousness to like form a bias against it? Like, the implications of what he's saying in that fucking line is that this is something that's normal in childhood, but you're told it's wrong so that you carry that on through life.
I would, let me tell you something. My beautiful baby Charlie, Charles Winston Cornelius Bojangles Prescott Harlow, passed away a couple months ago. However, if in his lifetime they tried this shit with Charlie, they would have gotten their fucking dicks bitten off, because Charlie Harlow did not take shit from nobody. I would love to see that. Try that shit with him.
Oh my fucking god! And yet, PETA is protesting that omnivores eat meat.
Sick. And I would, by the way, parentheses, this is kind of unrelated. I was saying this to somebody today, though. I love the animals so much, not like these people do. I purely love the animals. That if me being a vegetarian would stop animals from being killed, I would do it in a second. But it won't. And they kill lots of animals for vegetarians, for farming the vegetables and shit. So the problem is I also love my food.
Dude, so like I said, I live in a rural area. There's cornfields and soybean fields and everything else around me all the time, like everywhere. After they harvest the fields, the amount of buzzards that you see circling and hanging out in these cornfields is ridiculous. I'm talking hundreds of them circling and just chilling in these cornfields because of all the rabbits and squirrels and everything that got like torn up when they were harvesting it. It's
These
just a buffet.
I know. Oh my God, Scaly. Yeah, I don't remember saying, "Hey, Mom, why can't I shove a gerbil up my ass?" Because none of us are fucking Richard Gere.
Facts.
Millie, us $2 isn't much, but I'm begging you to stop. Yes, super chat us to make it stop. That should be my grift. I will play bestiality songs until
Dude,
super chat.
that's a grift. That's a respectful grift.
Understood, the spirit's been replaced by the letter, heading juvenile crusades to disguise your vendetta. Shade thrown like the stones of he who hides as many sins, who thinks he wins by Twitter tirades as our work begins. Thin skins who think that banning an account makes
Our work. How ominous is that? Our work begins. They're a fucking collective.
some modder. Tears like nectar of the gods. Go ahead and cry harder.
Cry hard, a little misfit. Hey, you try to start a little bitch fit. Why bother with these nitwits? Snuffing out cloud with a pig snout. Here's what it's really about. You got a big mouth. You don't know when to quit. Do you eat a lot of ass? Cause you talk a lot of shit. Cup of sick kid. Button up your lip a little bit. I'ma spit. Hold your questions till the end.
Foul fucking mouths on them.
I'm challenging. I'm challenging both of these people to an MMA match at the same time.
I will. You
both
know what?
Of them.
I weigh like 7 pounds, but I will joke because I am confident I could kick these fuckers' asses.
I haven't. So I used to fight. Full disclosure, used to fight. I haven't fought. I haven't been in the gym in 10 years.
I haven't been in a while either.
But I want nothing more than to be locked in an octagon with both of these people at the same time and no repercussions for the harm I inflict upon them. In a friendly sporting event, YouTube. That's all I'm asking for is a friendly sporting.
I can't guarantee friendly for me. I can
friendly sporting event.
That's
all.
For me, I'm thinking more something of like the homicide variety. Suicide.
Oh, my fucking God.
I just want them to commit suicide.
What the fuck is wrong with the world?
Joey saw you fight. I'm very jealous.
Did.
I want to see him fight.
He did.
Holy shit. Oh, wait. Jojo said, you see the weird Z in Zooey, that's their symbol called Z. Oh, they have a symbol. They have a symbol.
Why do you know that, Giorgio?
Why do I know that? I saw it on one of their fucking things. By the way, can you imagine?
This is the worst thing I've ever fucking...
I'm honored. I'm so honored. I love our show. I love our fam. I love our show. Holy shit. Okay.
Yes, Jacob Pete.
Likely busting, not a friend. Overcrusted, no discussion, just combust when you offend. Fucking nasty. You come and try to trash me, get nasty. You'll be talk, you sounding kind of fast. You don't ask me for nothing. You're bluffing with that slick snark and pitchfork. It's pitchfork.
You're fashy, they said. So you see, this is what I said. They are using all the same language that the left use. You're fascist. If you don't think people should be, and let's, we keep saying fucking animals, but let's call it what it is. Raping animals. There's no fucking animals. Raping animals. Then we're fascists. It's hate speech. We're fascists.
At some point in time, I'm just going to be okay with the label.
Oh, same. Fascist. 100%.
Like, I'm just going to start shopping for armbands.
Yes.
Hugo Boss, of course.
Parentheses. This is a terrible way to start a sentence, but I will just say the one thing that the Nazis had right, fashion. They had cute fucking outfits. Let's face it. We got to be honest. This is a place.
Oh my God.
Got to be honest. They had cute outfits.
That's getting fucking clipped.
That's gonna be a future like Huffington Post article.
Oh,
Mike Harlow who
definitely,
said that the
definitely.
Nazis did something right.
Definitely going in Taylor Lorenz's little fucking folder about you, just in
I'm
case
sorry,
she ever has to write a
Face
hit
of
piece.
honesty, they had some cute fucking outfits. Am
Oh
I wrong?
man. Oof.
Yeah, like the war outfit.
Oh, just the SS uniforms, not the normal Nazi uniforms.
The gayest thing you've said. Hey,
Oh.
but you can't talk about nonsense. Yeah, if they try to come at me, I'll be like, what about this schnoz says that I'm not part Jewish? Come on now.
Oh.
All right, I can't take any more of the song. Let's see what oh, let's see. Discussion with a non-zoo.
Oh. If it's not
As if-
just screaming slurs, then I don't believe it's a non-zoo.
I agree. Yes, I agree. This is fucking torture.
Visit us online at zoo.wtf.
No, we're not visiting you on
Our next episode is on Halloween. But if you thought we would let you go a full moon without anything to howl about, you have another thing coming. Today, we're sharing a very
and commonly given credit to or discussed. And yeah, just in general, kind of a very broad idea that I don't know that there's enough awareness or consistent discussion around to really place any sort of firm boundaries around it.
I'll give you a fucking boundary.
Yeah, it's not something that we get to, well, as a society, anyway. Here, we talk about it all day. It's not something we get to talk about as a society very much, beyond, just initial demonization, I guess. Or maybe not even demonization as much as like, oh, we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
First of all,
no, it's demonization.
Good. Team demonization right here. Team demonization. Whenever somebody says Azza, you know some bullshit's about to come out of the mouth.
Yeah, this is... Oh my God.
Aren't you glad you came here, Grifty?
I mean, I am. I would do it again in a heartbeat because this has been a blast. But
this is amazing. I love you.
This fucking shit.
Yeah, we know who's gonna clip that shit.
Facts. Oh my God, Jacob. Highlight Jacob's. How hard do you think it TDS? Oh.
By the way, can you imagine if somebody saw my search history out of context?
No.
I would be fucked.
That's one of the most terrifying things. So I'm a big LawTube fan. Nick and Joe. I'm mod for both of them. But like I like watching the trials during the day when I'm working, like having those on in the background. I can just kind of listen to them. And one of the scariest things about like modern society is in almost every single one of those criminal trials, they bring up the defendant's search history, like their Google history and stuff like that. And I just can't imagine, like as a content creator, the stuff I have to look at.
I know.
It's the worst.
I know. Yeah, we'll be fucked if anyone tries to say we killed people.
Yeah, way far out in left field.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it's so prevalent in our culture, in our mythology and entertainment and fantasy lives and in a bunch of different guises, jokes especially, and yet at the same time having a serious discussion is almost impossible with most folks. So
where is this
we'll
fucking
have the opportunity
comment?
to have that kind of serious discussion, or even if it doesn't
society
get
does
serious,
this
it's not really that big a
motherfucker
deal.
live?
You can just kind of shoot the shit.
The Congo.
How do you want to start? Do you want to start with just have any questions generally?
No, I'm not sure that I exactly have a good grounding point to formulate.
You don't have questions? Because I have a lot of questions. Zooier than thou, bring us on. Bring us on your shitty little
How many
podcast.
subscribers do
we've
they
got
have?
a lot of questions.
They have 228 subscribers. I guarantee you, if you
So
messaged
more than
them,
me.
no, I guarantee you, if you messaged them, they would come on your show.
You think?
How? When was the last time they uploaded?
Let's see.
Are they like recently active? Because they're obviously out.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah. So they're obviously out here trying to grift with like shock content.
I can pretend that I'm like sympathetic and I'm all open-minded and liberal, and I'd be like, oh, I think it's so important for the LGBT XYZ LMNOP. I'd be like, come on my show, I want to have a discussion, and then fucking nail them to the cross.
They probably wouldn't do their homework.
I don't think they would either.
But even if they did, they're obviously trying to do shock content to like gain like a viral moment and get like a payday off that.
We should have them on. Oh, they have like an email address or something. Let's see. About sign in to see email address. They have an email address, I think.
Oh my God. But you have to give them yours.
I'll make a new one. I'll say my name is Michael Schmarlow.
How long do you think they'd last?
10 minutes at the most. I'd have them fucking crying.
Could you? I don't think if I invited them on my show, I could even make it through them like introducing themselves without going off.
I think I would try to and I don't think I'd be able to keep this up for more than maybe 5 minutes. I would try to just let them hang themselves and we're sort of all in on the joke, and then I'd fucking nail them. We're having them on. We are so gonna invite them on. Yes, Jacob, and this is why I'm so glad to have you as a new member of the squad. Dude, Mike, I know I'm new, but please let me fuck with these starts. This sounds like comedy gold. Okay, as soon as we are done with this stream, I'm emailing these 6 fucks.
Oh my God, you have to.
We should get a pit bull to come in too and be like, hey, I actually I wanted to set you up with my friend. This is my pit bull. Go at it. Go to town. See what happens, you scumbags.
They can't be serious. Like, is this a serious thing?
I looked it up. I Googled it. That's where I heard of this podcast, because I Googled this shit and read it. There are like people talking about this shit and they sound very serious. Friches. Mike, are you familiar with the play Equus or the film of it? I think it's required viewing for now. Let me tell you something. So,
hold on. Is that the one where Harry Potter?
Yup.
Like,
I saw it. Okay,
a horse cock.
So my best friend at the time loved Daniel Radcliffe, and she was going to college in the UK, and she was here staying with me for the summer. So it was like her last week here or something. I surprised her with tickets that we went to go see Equus with Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh, he's still doing that thing?
Oh, this was like a decade ago.
Oh, okay.
2 takeaways. 1, I slept through the entire fucking thing. I felt like I got hit with a tranquilizer dart. But 2, let me just say, we had very close seats. We were in like the second row. Couldn't see it. There was nothing to see. So let me tell you, all these people who are paying like $100 for tickets to Equus to go see his cock, there ain't nothing to fucking see. That shit ain't worth 10 cents.
Oh my God.
Sage, I'm totally going to have a stream with the local squad. Let's set that up. I've been planning on it. Sorry, Griff.
And you better invite me on for one of those fucking watch parties of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Are you an Are You Afraid of the Dark fan?
Was I born in 84? Like,
I was a 90s kid.
Snick at Night?
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Okay, so I'm thinking there's short episodes, so I'm thinking each one we could do like maybe 3 episodes at least. So I'm thinking we need like a good one, a funny one, and an underrated one. And I know what my underrated one is because nobody talks about this episode and I fucking love it. Do you guys know The Tale of Badge? Oh, it's so good. I will never forget. My grandfather was like recording an album in London and I was there with him and I was a little kid. And on like London TV late at night, The Tale of Badge came on. Oh my God. And it's like a dog kind of creature, man. So these fucking weirdos probably try to fuck him. Yeah. And there's an old Irish lady. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Then there's the pool demon one. Oh, Millie, you are in for
you don't even know. You
Grifty,
don't even
you should
know.
come on.
I'll definitely sign me up for one. I will be there for one. For sure. Look,
The
you want to hear
the Gilbert Gottfried one.
Oh, that one is good. Look, you want to hear my hottest take of any of my takes on the internet? My hottest take is that R.L. Stine is a better horror writer than Stephen King.
100,000 per fucking cent.
Do you know how often I get slayed over that? And I'm like, dude,
no, I agree with you.
The Goosebumps books were better horror novels than anything Stephen King has ever written.
I agree with you. Jacob, so you might have just missed out on it because it was the 90s, but it was like kids, and I'm using these, I try not to overuse
young adult
horror show. However, let me tell you, we did not fuck around in the 90s. That shit was fucking terrifying.
Jump scares out the ass.
The clown episode traumatized me.
And then you have the Goosebumps TV show, which
I feel
was
like that
good
was kind
too.
of hit and miss. It was good.
Yeah. Did you watch the Jack Black Goosebumps movie that came out recently?
I think I saw a couple minutes of it. It's just,
I
I don't
didn't
know.
see
It's
it.
the same as like Hocus Pocus 2. Is like, they don't do like horror for kids anymore. Like they used to do horror for kids. Like, Are You Afraid of the Dark was fucking terrifying. I remember when I was a little kid talking about it with the other kids and we were all traumatized, but like they fucking went there. Now though, it's just all like, I don't know. It's so light. Yeah, the Haunted Mask. Oh, the Haunted Mask was so fucking scary. Carly Beth.
Yeah.
He was in an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode too. All right, let's hear what this fucking non-zoo.
So
I can never go to the zoo again, Grifty. I can never go to the zoo again.
Yeah, this is some whole new shit.
Any questions yet? I think, this being the first conversation of really any sort, my best bet is sit back for a second and kind of take a pulse of the room.
Oh, that sounds good to me.
Okay, well, I was just going to say, Trash, if you want to give a general little bit of background about our friendship, how we met, and, who I am to you, and who you are to me.
Cool.
That might help people.
Sure. So I first met Lovecat about 8-9 years ago when I was slinging jam at a farmer's market. And we got to know each other over conversations specifically about theogens and the crossover between the plant world and psychotropic substances. And in that time, he shared with me some what I would consider sacred information of how to find and procure my own medicine of sorts. And then shortly after that,
this is why nobody fucking takes psychedelics serious.
And in that time,
this is why nobody takes psychedelics serious. There are like legit uses for psychedelics in this world. Fucking mushrooms and ketamine are like miracle cures for PTSD for our fucking veterans out here. And it's this fucking stupid hippie, like sharing sacred knowledge and this and that. Like no one fucking cares. If you want to fucking go do that, go hang out with some fucking 4'8" fucking pygmy fucking shaman in the hills of fucking Peru and fucking go the fuck away. Yes. Like, oh my fucking God. I fucking hate hippies. Like, do you know like Cartman on South Park and his hate for hippies? Like, it doesn't have anything on my hate for hippies.
Same.
Like, the smell of patchouli sends me into a rage.
I had found my way back towards the agricultural scene in California. And kind of one day, serendipitously, I ran into him at the farmer's market we used to sell at together. Hit it back off, became pretty close friends pretty quickly. And then, I mean, one of the other huge pillars of why I love Cat's been probably one of the most influential people in my life was he was the person that set me up at the first farm that I ever worked at and the first kitchen that I ever really studied in. So kind of my whole...
If you were influential, you would say, hey, bro, don't fuck animals.
Dude, he was the first one to hold the legs back for me.
Oh, no. Oh,
whole career revolving around food and agriculture and stuff. That he's the catalyst of my in for all of that. And then in that same year, in kind of in an inverse transmission of experience, I took him to his first music festival where, to my understanding, he had an incredibly profound experience in an altered state that was new to him, that I understand to have been one of the starting points that's led him to his own journeys of exploring self.
Sure.
Yes.
Of course it's fucking
and similarly, Trash Panda was very much the complement of...
Of course they're from California. I've been talking to this hot guy who's from California, though, so I just had to add that. One of the most influential people in my life. So yeah, you're damaged beyond repair. So is this non-zoo.
Yeah, it's like, of course they're fucking festival kids.
Of course they are.
Of the catalyst to me that I was to him. All
right, get on with it.
Before we had met, my best friend had moved to another state.
I feel to hear that.
Hard to...
The major thing that he taught me was to be a catalyst like that for not only yourself, but for other people, you know?
Oh, wow.
That's what I've been trying to do since then.
Wow.
So, a lot of the person that you know me as being was freed and instructed by Trash Panda. I wouldn't be this person if...
Shut up. Nobody cares. Get on with it.
Thank you, Trash Panda.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Aw.
Trash.
Yeah.
No, like for real.
How does it feel to hear that?
And he's like, so what have you been up to? And he's like, I've been working on this podcast. And he was like, oh, cool, dude. Like, what's it about? Is it about like furries? And I was like, not exactly.
A little further removed.
Yeah, and I was just like, me and all the people who work on it are zoophiles.
Whatever.
And that's what it's about.
Around the bush
and I said, do you know what zoophiles are? And he was like, yeah, I think you said that you had heard about zoos on a podcast about furries, I think you mentioned.
Yeah, it was this show called Behind the Bastards, and it was covering the acid attacks at Midwestern Fur Fest a couple years ago. And one of the interview subjects they had kind of had glossed over sort of the diversity of people of different persuasions that kind of gather in such places, that it's not really one specific ideology, or not a lot more of a kind of hazy area than a lot of other kind of, I would broadly lump it into like sort of kink scenes or ultra.
What? Well, thank you. I'm challenged a lot, I think, by some people I meet, and I try my best to keep an open mind, but I will say, and this is just, from someone with very strong convictions, it can be really hard to really kind of open yourself up to the possibility of other types of worldviews and things like that. And even now, I kind of struggle with it in certain ways. There are certain things I just absolutely can't get behind. But I try to think about them. And
it's much easier for me for that to be more of like a choice of advocacy, and there's a lot less, to lose. So it's, I have to at least be aware that I do have that advantage going that makes it a lot easier too. So it's easier to be more balanced and I also grew up in a pretty conservative area, and the part of the country that I grew up in has had a pretty big white supremacy issue for quite a long time. And I was, truth be told, wrapped up in it at a very young age.
What the fuck does conservative
supremacy?
Yeah, what does conservative or white supremacy have to do with fucking animals?
Because this is what conservative comes to mean now. If you're not a pedophile, if you're not raping animals, you're conservative. You're alt-right. You're a Nazi. You're fasci. You're fasci. Fasci folks with an X.
So yeah, I've heard that there's actually like a big like alt-right actual white supremacy wing of the furry community. Is this true? I think someone in I was gonna say I think someone in chat, maybe I don't know who it was saying that they're kind of familiar with that community.
Parents never spent. Let me tell you, Grifty, I have come to be so in favor of child abuse because I think all these fuckers, they need the belt, they need the wooden spoon, they need a good balayage.
Yeah, see, and I don't know. I've never been one to spank my kids. I've never had to.
I am kidding ish.
But no, I can see where it becomes necessary, but I feel like it becomes necessary if you don't do your job originally.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if the choice is like a balayage or growing up like this, get spoon on their ass.
No, my kids, my two oldest are 15 and 16, and I see all of their internet history. Like it's disgusting. I don't want to see it.
I'm just thinking about, thank God, when I was a teenager, my parents didn't know how to do any of that shit.
But it's normal.
Good. That's
good.
If
I saw some of this shit on their internet history, like, commence the ass beatings.
Yeah. See, I think it's just like the presence of the wooden spoon needs to be. I think I only ever got the wooden spoon once, maybe, as a kid. But my parents just had to give me a look. One look. And I could see their thought process that the wooden spoon could be coming out. And that's all you needed to know. Holy shit.
So by the time I was, 13, I'd already been deprogrammed from being a skinhead to being like pins, like skinhead punks that are.
This will never happen. Don't even try. You're chasing a fool's dream.
Well, keeping
points of intersectionality and oppression start to stack up on each other too.
Mm-hmm, right.
Yeah, you're just getting it from all
those things
directions.
just don't work. You can't have them in the spaces.
Yeah, well, I think about when I was a kid, like 20 years ago, that it was just homosexual rights was kind of a
I figured this
taboo
out.
Talking point. And
I figured this out. I have all the answers here.
Tell me.
This is straight white dudes.
Oh, for sure.
But no, because they have been so. Listen to the words they're using. Intersectionality, oppression, because they've been so beaten down and they're stuck at the bottom of this fucking liberal fucking stack of like who's the most oppressed. I was reading chat and I lost my fucking train of thought. No, they're so like beaten down and they're lost, that they're looking for some form of victimhood. So they grab onto this stupid shit and then compare it to what everybody else is going through so that they can gain that victimhood cred that is so crucial to the fucking left.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude,
ridiculous.
I once knew a straight white guy who was all around all the fucking social justice warriors that came out that he is a demisexual.
What the fuck is that?
Exactly. I had to Google and he painted his face in the flag, and he had a flag and wrapped it around him and went to the pride parade. I looked it up. It means you like to sleep with people that you have an emotional connection with, which used to be known as just like being a human
normal
being. Yeah, but I'm like,
not a
slut,
slut,
a chick.
Like not a slut.
He's a chick.
Yeah, exactly. And hey,
it's
real quick, Jacob Peets. I'm not sure prep for what. As far as
if she might need a balayage, is how I interpreted that.
I don't know. I got 3 boys. I can't even.
Oof,
I can't even begin to imagine. Like, I have so much gray in my beard, it's not funny. And if I had a daughter, it would be all of it. So I do not envy you, my friend.
When I was a kid, my parents always
buy ammo. That would be my advice. Yeah, my advice for anyone with a daughter: buy ammo.
That is very good advice.
Over the years, working towards trans and all these other different identities and ideas, and it's like with each hard-fought step, the possible room for growth increases a little more as work further outwards.
I love how they've given total credence to people who are like,
it's kind of our position
if you
on the
let
podcast
gay people be, next they'll
zoophilia
be
can very
fucking
much go in that
animals.
direction. We try to be practical, but
And they
optimistic.
call this a conversation with a non-zooey.
I know,
But
what a pussy.
But it's obviously like, so he's a furry that they're friends with in the furry community, and he didn't call them freaks and call the police when they told them they were zooies.
Oh.
So we think about the challenges that we face as a community and as a sexuality in terms of
rapists,
wider social acceptance. There are many zoos that are like, this will never happen. Don't even try. You're chasing a fool's dream.
Well,
good.
Keep in mind, for those zoos that were trying to get a foot in the door back in as early as the 80s and 90s, who were actually putting forth an effort and then saw everything collapse. A lot of them are the ones that have the greatest resistance. And it's worth pointing out that we were alongside of a lot of these other groups. Like, we were one of the kind of background allies of LGBT for years.
Right.
Until, the latter got.
And now every anti-gay person would be like, see, they were the background behind all these groups. They were the ones really pulling the strings.
He says in the 80s or 90s. Okay. In the 90s, the most I ever heard about any sort of this type of thing was like the random 3-second video clip that went around AOL Instant Messenger that was called horse job, and it was some girl blowing off a horse, and it was this thing that you sent to people as for shock value because it was so out of the norm. Even go back, when did Clerks 2 come out?
Yes, Clerks 2.
Seriously,
I think.
Yeah, you're talking. Was it even that long ago?
Yeah. Chris, were they there at
2006?
Oh
my God! Yeah,
trans women of color.
So 2006, less than 20 years ago, there was a movie coming out where this was a joke. The ultimate punchline of a movie was a guy blowing a fucking donkey.
And it was shocking for it to just be a joke.
Yeah. And these people are now talking about
our movement.
Yeah. It's a movement. It's a community.
You must have some fucking bowel movements if you're banging animals. I still want to know if they've tops and bottoms.
This is a whole new level. I think I'm gonna do a show on this.
You said I'm gonna invite them on. You guys, let me know. I'm gonna email them after the show. I'm gonna be like, I've been so moved by the oppression of the zoo people, and I would love to have you come on my show to discuss.
I don't think I could talk to him.
Oh, I would just like, I'd give them like 2-3 minutes, give them the rope to hang themselves, and then I would let fucking loose.
Got pulled up.
Right. You pull up the ladder, and I try to also be sensitive of like, okay, so in the future, zoos gain acceptance. Where's
God forbid.
I'm trying to think like, okay, what's the next thing that's going to try and like, where are we going to pull up the ladder? It's something that I
what is the next thing? What's left?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I wonder about it.
Seriously.
Fucking what's it called? Necrophilia. That's all that's left after. Next, it'll be the oppression of the intersectional necrophilia community.
Taylor Shabusiness did nothing wrong. Didn't do nothing. Oh my God.
This isn't really the topic that I wanted to broach, honestly, but you know, we're kind of seeing that now, you know, like on Twitter with maps and with pedophiles, basically, where
oh wow, he actually called it.
You know, we see that weapon being used against us of equivocation.
Are they gonna bang, dude?
Did he just say you see that weapon being used against us?
At least they're based enough to not associate with the pedos.
Oh, I heard the opposite thing. Did he say you see that weapon being used against us? So I'm like, he's a pedophile
so he's saying they're being compared to pedophiles, and that's not fair on them.
Same thing, as far as I'm concerned.
That's how I heard it. Like, for me, exactly. Like, the only difference between these sick fuckers and pedophiles is one's hurting a human being that's helpless, and the other one's hurting an animal that's helpless, which is slightly less bad.
Oh, to me, it's the same. I love it.
Oh, well.
Not like they do.
Yeah, you gotta, on this subject, you gotta be careful saying I love animals.
That we're especially sensitive to, because most of the arguments against zoophilia have to do with equating us with pedophiles.
Right. And with gays, they did it to gays with us.
Sure.
And they were like, gay marriage is just going to lead to bestiality and marrying dogs. And
it did. No offense,
of course
Mikey,
not. That's bullshit.
I'm really sorry.
Here come zoos behind you, and
they're
like,
literally arguing for this shit right now.
I know. Like I said, the Westboro Baptist Church, I think, was right all along.
Oh my fucking God.
I don't necessarily want to marry a dog, but like, I shouldn't be in jail for.
My family shouldn't be murdered over it.
My family should be murdered over it.
Yes,
and like, no. You are not. This is not your fight. You're not.
Burn the house down and shoot them as they run out.
Not part of this. We don't want you here.
Right.
Look, we just got this acceptance. You can't be dragging
we
us
were
back
helping
down.
fight just 10 years ago. Mm-hmm.
With the lie of that being, of
so
course,
many of us are LGBT anyways.
Fuck
right.
you.
Oh my God.
Sorry, we all keep trying to talk at the same time.
Well, that's okay. It's a conversation. It's how it works. It's all good.
Canis.
Canis.
I think they're getting fucked by male dogs.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to say though that the lie of that whole, first gays then dogs, is that it presents this situation in which other people didn't exist prior, in the minds of these people making this.
You shouldn't fucking exist
for as long as humans have existed.
Right.
So is everybody else. The issue is
animal
not
fuckers. They really beat around the bush.
Comfortable how I think about this one thing. So
with
I'm
all that
same,
fur, it must be hard to find.
Scared, defensive, discomfort approach to the other as well.
Right, exactly.
Right.
And so,
And
a lot of activism feels like towing the line there and just trying to like understand other people's boundaries, setting up our own boundaries, but also demanding that we have a space, and in that we should have a space. We get a space to.
What about
our
the
opinions,
fucking
talk about
dog's
our-
boundaries?
I agree with them. I think they should have a space. I think the space for them is 6 feet under. I think they should have a space in the wood chipper. That's what I've been saying. Holy shit.
Our rights are animal rights, the kind of persecution we face, how our animal companions are often the ones that bear the brunt of our persecution.
The animals they fuck bear the brunt of their persecution.
No, I feel sorry for the animals.
Me too.
It's you I want to persecute.
Yes.
Like all of the persecuting. Like I want to do that to you.
Me too.
They are easier to it's easier to kill an animal than it is to kill a zoophile. And
oh no, it ain't.
Not for me.
Come over here. I'll show you.
Because animals, as far as the law is concerned, is property, and so it's a very convenient way of harming a zoo.
Which is one of the bigger hurdles we have to face.
Mm-hmm.
The law in capitalistic systems.
God,
capitalism is antithetical to zoophilia. Just right there.
Yeah, it is.
This
what
property-based legal system is antithetical to zoophilia.
I was gonna say also
hold on.
Veganism.
Hold on, pause this.
A zoo
veganism.
This motherfucker just said capitalism is antithetical to zoophilia because of property rights issues. Like the only possible argument that you could make for the morality of this shit is that animals are property and don't have any rights themselves, and therefore as your property you can do with them as you please, which is still not an acceptable argument because they're fucking animals and they obviously feel pain, and there's ethics around how you should treat animals. But that would be the only argument for it. To say it's antithetical to property rights, like, I don't.
No, but I guarantee you, Grifty, I guarantee you that these people have created some mental hoops that they jump through where they say, oh, but the animals really consent. And they'll flip it around on you and they'll say, oh, consent is so important with the animals. If Flippy sits, then we know that he consents.
Yeah, this is like leftism rots your brain.
Yeah, this really is. I said this before, but this really is just like the next step of leftism. It really is. We are just
like dissolves
small step behind this. Within a year or two, I guarantee you this will be normalized.
So it dissolves all morality so that anything is quote unquote acceptable. Oh man. This is sad. This is sad. Like they deserve to be on the wall. Don't get me twisted. But this is sad because I don't know. These people need dads.
Yup. This is why I always say a mind is like a wound. If it's too open, you get an infection. This is the infection.
This is, I don't know.
We're so open-minded, our brains have fucking fallen out.
A friend of mine was like, veganism is anti-capitalist, but inherently, because it indicts all the systems that oppress animals. And capitalism is fueled by this sense of property animals being property, livestock living property, and for zoos, it's antithetical to us because we don't think of animals as property. At least for the most part. I'm sure some zoo out there is like, I do, and I'm like, well, fuck you.
Sickos!
You know, yeah, go ahead. I heard a groan of like I'm about to say something.
It wasn't me, but kind of while that discourse is open, I think that's the whole structure of capitalism too that gets brought up in all of these different, I would just call them like social movements broadly.
The next thing they're going to say,
I don't think that the means of oppression of different ideologies or interests is necessarily the same. I think it's more that like the capitalist system is meant to serve a certain end goal, and anything else that isn't congruent with that along the way is just kind of
losing brain cells
cast off to the side. And so then you end up with groups of marginalized people that are all fighting against the same thing. And so it would make sense in strength in numbers and as social beings to ally with other groups that are sharing similar oppression, but the means of oppression might not be the same for both either. As you brought up, Toggle, like that's one thought that I've had a lot as well since Lovecat and I first started endeavoring onto having this conversation is like how many vegans would the PETA animal rights types would be horrifically opposed to it. Well, and like those people might not have the same interest, but they all fall in the same like umbrella of marginalized people.
Right.
Now go back to
sure
Chris's.
Vegans are marginalized
This
but on the other hand,
definitely sounds like tweaker logic.
Resistance and derision.
It's a redirection of a lot of the aggression that that non-humans face. They dare to speak up for them even a little bit, and so there's that internalized guilt that the general population has.
I was reading some article that was like a lot of probably what vegans face in terms of like resistance is other people seeing having to challenge what they believe. It's like
all the way drunk,
and it's like, oh no, I don't eat meat, and suddenly you're examining yourself like, well, I eat meat.
You eat their meat.
Fuck that person.
What do you mean you don't eat meat? You eat their fucking meat.
That sort of thing.
We had actually Trash Panda and I were actually talking a little bit about this last night.
Oh my god!
I'm a vegan, and he's not.
I almost spit vodka all over my laptop.
I turned my head.
Yeah, so it was we didn't really like hash it out because it started to get into the topics that we wanted to talk about on this.
Then get on with it.
Now. But yeah, it's definitely
it's very Western.
Being a vegan and a zoo, it definitely makes meat
Hold
consumption.
Hold up. A vegan and a zoo. So it's not okay to eat animals even though they're made of meat. But you can fuck them?
I hate this so much, Grifty.
The things I would do to these human beings if I could get my hands on them.
You guys, when the stream ends, I'm logging into YouTube and I am emailing these sick fucks, and I'm gonna say, you folks, FOLX, because I know how these people talk. Let me tell you something. I may not know much, but I know two things. I know whores and I know crazy people. And we got both here. So I know I can get inside their fucking head and rattle their brains around. So I'm going to get them to come on this show. And we are going to nail them to the cross. Like the Jews did to Jesus. I'm kidding. Holy shit.
Very, very hard to stomach at all.
Yeah, it is.
Because, for me, non-humans are fully valid persons. There's what's going on in their heads and their experiences is just as vivid, as important and as irreplaceable to them as, what's going on in my head is to me. Right. And there's a lot of implications to this, and part of what we did talk about last night, I was saying I also recognize
if that statement is true, I need to know how he obtains consent.
Like I guarantee you that there are videos of them talking about how, consent is so super important. And I guarantee you they invented something like the dog sits when they want to fuck them. Like, I guarantee you. Fucking sick.
This is fucking horrible.
I want off this world.
I want them off this world.
I didn't mean to just go full Tommy Wiseau. I want off this world. Holy shit.
that being a vegan for me is a very privileged position to be able to take, because I'm not in a situation where it's like you either eat meat or you die. You know, like I can
get on with it.
For this, the options have increased exponentially over the past decade. I can easily there's not a lot of microwavable food, but I can throw something in the oven and
from Albertsons in Idaho.
Well, and the same is more in line with my own moral vision.
Yeah, and then there's not all the inflammation from the stress of thinking about how one feels crappy about eating those things they don't want to.
No one cares.
Male thinks that someone wants to see when they want to see weird things versus like the actual like healthy expression of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very much porn, and porn is not okay. So we are entered a new age of porn where anyone can make it, and so healthier expression is easier to find. But traditionally, pornography is all this kind of like dark fantasy. It's all about taboo. It's all about this kind of degradation and
look in the mirror, bitch.
Using other people as objects,
obtaining things that you don't feel like you should be able to have.
So
yes,
hold
exactly.
on, are they
And
saying
not just that, but also
are they saying when they fuck animals in real life, it's actually like romantic? They
bet you they are.
They light some candles and they lay out some flower petals, and there's like lots of snuggling and back rubs and like, no, you're raping a fucking dog. You fucking monster. You evil fucking piece of shit degenerate.
These people, and I don't just mean these people. I mean these people. These sick fucks have ruined the most pure, wonderful, beautiful things. Children, animals. You know, like they're going after fucking everything. Oh, Frishas, I love you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Why is capitalism incompatible with our lives? The more money you make, the more kibbles you get. I love you so much, you fucking nut job. I love you. Fucking Frishas. Oh my god. Just Jones down it. Round them up. Cleanse with flame. I agree. Holy shit. I'm hoping these people will get to the
showcasing them in what are unrealistic ways that give different I remember people would have very unrealistic expectations of what a dick should look like from watching porn. Dicks come in all shapes and sizes, not just 12 inches.
Some have human-sized dicks. Some
have horse dicks.
But yeah, that's very much the
he's got a little micro penis.
See what they did there?
He's got a little micro penis.
He does.
Case with porn, and then with zoo porn on top of that, because we have to. I say we, like I've made it. I haven't, but because zoos have to.
You can't show your face, right?
Yeah, you know.
And that's the issue.
And a lot of times you don't want to show the non-human either because you don't want them to be recognized. So
right,
a lot
you
of
just
zoo
got
porn
close-ups of dicks. Yep.
Yeah.
You don't want to show the non-human because you don't want them to be right. You don't want the neighbors to go, "Oh, that's Lucky. That's Spot." I know
God damn it.
Non-human. Sick fucks. Mike, how are you willing to respect? I give no fucks. Ban me. Please. Let me go live my life. And fucking
Millie says I can hear Millie says I can hear his micro penis through this.
Can I tell you something, Grifty? We're amongst friends. I'm saying this very quietly because it has to stay amongst us. This is a secret. I accidentally dated a Nazi with a micro penis.
Yeah?
That sounds like some stereotype. Oh, no. I didn't know. I'm thinking,
Wait, so is this like a thing? There's like legit micro, like what?
Yes, I'd never seen one before. I had never, in all my years of seeing dicks, had never seen one. I thought they were an urban legend. I didn't think they were real. Holy shit, they are. They are real. They are very real. Oh my God. And I didn't know he was a Nazi until, and he didn't want to, that's probably because the micro penis. He didn't want to, like, nothing happened for a while. And I'm thinking, oh, that's so sweet. That's so refreshing. That's so different than how most gay guys are. Oh no. And then finally stuff happens. I take his shirt off and I see the tattoos on his back.
Oh God.
And then I see the micro penis. So clearly he probably thought, whose fault is this of my micro penis?
It's the Jews. They invented circumcision. The doctor took too much off the top.
I'm so against that.
That's why I have a micro penis.
Stop that shit.
No, fuck that.
I told you guys on Locals. I don't believe I told
the
story on YouTube before. But I feel like it's been long enough. I have enough distance from it. Yeah, I didn't know micro penises were a thing, but they are. Thank God. I will just say, thank God. There's a lot going on down there. Thank God. That would suck to be a Nazi with a micro penis.
Yeah, that.
And before, like, Carlin.
No, I
restate. Accidentally, I did not know, and I ghosted him once I did know.
I have a funny story about dating Nazis, not me. So I was a district manager for a pizza chain in
we'll
Richmond.
Come back to them. I want to hear this shit.
Okay. I was a district manager for a pizza chain in Richmond, Virginia for about 10 years. And one of my assistant managers at one of my stores, he was like best friends with my brother. He came up to me and he was like, Pat, I need to ask you a question. And I just doxed myself.
You're among friends. You're among
anyway.
There's no doxing here.
So he came up to me and he was like, hey, I need to ask you a question. And I was like, sure, what's up? So like I said, he's like my little brother's best friend. So I'm like a big brother to him. And he's like, hey, this girl I've been dating, I really like her. She treats me well, great in bed. But we're starting to get close. And I was at her house the other night and she pulled out her Nazi memorabilia. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, she has Zippo lighters with like iron eagles and swastikas all over them and all this stuff. And I was like, so like, is she just like a history buff? He was like, no, she's a Nazi. I was like, oh, well, what is your dilemma? He was like, so I'm half Jewish.
So am I. My dad is Jewish.
And he was
that
like,
never came up when I was dating him.
He was like, so part of me feels like I should stop, but I'm really kind of into her.
That's more tricky. At least with mine, it was like Nazi micro penis.
Oh,
that makes things quite easy.
So long story short, he ended up sticking with her for a couple months, but finally it got a little too weird because she was asking to like meet his parents and stuff. And his dad was like very Jewish.
So is mine.
Like very Jewish.
So is mine.
I'm talking like Woody Allen Jewish.
So is mine. You remember the dad from American Pie? That's basically my dad.
Nice. Nice.
Holy shit, I thought it was just me.
Oh, so I laughed so much. Like over the course of this 6 months, he would like talk to me and he'd be like, I just went to her parents' house and her dad is like, has like face tattoos and like, oh, she was like legit, like Aryan Brotherhood Nazi.
So was he. And the worst part, okay, and you know, if you're watching this stays between us. Same fucking thing. Same thing. And I had no idea. Oh, and the worst part, I had been saying, oh, I met this great guy. I'm dating someone. And then people months later will be asking me, how's your boyfriend? What happened to that guy? And I can't tell them.
You should tell them.
You guys here because we're amongst friends.
You should tell them. Like everybody should know. Like, oh, I found out he's a Nazi.
No.
Like I'm out.
Tattoos on. Yeah, I have never ghosted anyone so fucking fast in my life. By the way, this is literally going to be like Carlin's Twitter tomorrow. She said I'm a Nazi, so
fuck that bitch.
Seriously.
She dates pedos.
Seriously, and covers up for them.
Dude, the fucking extent that she just blatantly lies and is like, "Oh,
thank you.
You're attacking an innocent man." I was like, "It's like, bitch."
He was on video with one of the kids.
Pled guilty and ran the books for not one but 2 child pornography websites.
He was on video with one. And the thing is, her whole story is, oh, he just had no idea. Then how was he on video with one of the kids? What a weird coincidence. Scumbag. The thing is, like, not to like get just hedged about that scumbag, but like female privilege, man. This is like female privilege to be able to like cover up for pedophiles, advocate what amounts to pedophilia, to sexually abuse and sexually harass people and stalk people right out in the open. Can you imagine if a man did any of that?
And run for governor of New Hampshire.
Boy, did the libertarians get what they deserved with her. The funny thing is, too, I wouldn't say friends, but friendly with some of the people who were in that party. Like, I'd been on their shows, like, relationship.
Right.
And I don't fucking say shit about her. She claims, like, oh, I tell everyone, I message people, but I never want to speak about this bitch again. So I never did that. I wanted to do that, and I never did. Like, warn them about her. And so I'm just here thinking to myself when that was going on. I'm like, oh, you guys just wait. Just wait. Nobody associates with that bitch and makes it out unscathed. So just wait.
Facts.
And they did. By the way, parentheses, I don't think I can take any more of the bestiality people. Do you guys want us to go back to that? I don't think I could take any more.
Please no.
Okay,
please
I'm
no.
exiting out. They beat around the bush a lot too for fucking.
It really was
rape.
It really was just a glorified vegan circle jerk. Like they were just, like they were talking a whole lot about like vegan. It's that weird spiritual hippie blah blah blah. Like everybody's one spirit. Yeah, I don't fucking get it.
Please no.
I don't fucking get it. Look, I was a fucking early 2000s rave kid. I had my UFO pants. I used to eat all the fucking E-pills there were and go out and be like, oosh, 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 oosh. And yeah, exactly. I just don't get it. Like, I don't get what I think it's DMT. That's my opinion. I think DMT is what breaks them.
Really?
As soon as they smoke DMT. You've never been to a rave?
I've never done any drugs. Other than I've smoked weed like a couple times, but other than that, I've never done any drugs because I feel like normal is most people on many, many drugs. So I feel like that would be, I'm scared of drugs.
That's fair. I was a badass fucking kid, dude. Super
Me
bad
too.
kid. But I was like a club kid. So I never did like coke or heroin or anything like that.
Wait, a club kid like fucking Party Monster?
Yes. Yes.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What?
Absolutely. Fucking Oh yeah. The UFO pants with the fucking streamers hanging out of the pockets.
Your face?
No, I wore the like jewelry, the necklaces. We called it candy. And it was like the UV reactive beads and shit. Dude, ecstasy's a hell of a drug.
That sounds so scary.
Back then it wasn't. Nowadays it is because everything's got fucking fentanyl in it because China hates us. No, I don't regret anything. I don't regret anything.
Oh, this is so funny. I've never done drugs because my parents are terrifying. Yeah, same. I love so much how every fucking time our show is like, the first half is like, you know, we talk about like current events and high-minded topics, and then the second half is like drunkenly telling secrets.
Yeah, nice. Oh, I don't make any secrets. I fucking love my life. My life has been the most amazing roller coaster ever. I've had the highest highs and the lowest lows.
Same.
And like going with what Millie said, that's why I did drugs. My dad and my stepdad both died when I was 15 years old.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
Shit happens. My stepdad was an illness. My dad was lead poisoning from the police.
From the police?
Oh, yeah. Which is why I don't give any quarter to these BLM fuckers when they're screaming about people. Because my dad was a criminal. He sold cocaine. He worked with like biker gangs. And he ran from the police. Did he deserve to get shot and killed? No. But did he do anything?
Oh, that kind of lead. I thought I'm
Oh, yeah.
Like lead poisoning in the walls.
Oh, no. Like lead poisoning.
Oh, my God.
Oh, but dude, when these shootings happen and the BLM people go off, and then I tell my story and I'm like, yeah, you're full of shit. No, it actually does catch them off guard. Because the one thing I've learned, so that was my dad was shot and killed New Year's Eve, December 31st, 1999.
Oh my God.
So it's been almost 23 years.
Partied like it was 1999.
He did.
That's terrible.
No, it's okay. It really is okay. In that 23 years, I've never met, and I lived in Baltimore and Richmond. Baltimore, Maryland, Richmond, Virginia. I've never met a black person who had an immediate family member shot and killed by the police.
Same. I only know one, and she's white. Like a friend of mine, her brother was killed by the cops. Some stupid reason. The media outright told her, "You're white. We're not covering.
We don't care." Yeah, there was 10-minute like 10 minutes total news coverage of my dad.
How's your mom doing?
Well, my mom is a drug addict and kind of a piece of shit. We don't talk. It took me
Sorry.
Took me a long time to realize that I just had to walk away. So at this point in time, and where I said me and my brother didn't really talk, that's part of it too, is because he's still really close with her.
Is she still? Do you think that maybe might change with her at some point?
I mean, she's in her 60s and weighs about 73 pounds and is still actively addicted to cocaine. So, I doubt it. But
you never know. My mom was a prescription drug addict for years. Like we had like a very on and off relationship for a long time, and finally she'd been to rehab like 20 times maybe. We get sober for like a year or 2 years, and that's it. And my dad was like too nice with her. Like, so finally I was like, you're moving in with me, motherfucker. And I moved her in with me for like 6 months, and I got her ass fucking sober.
Well, there you go. And that's
so
awesome.
She's 68, so it's possible. And by the way, that's another reason that I talk about this shit, because, you know, these doctors took a perfectly fine woman and said, here, take this. It'll make you feel. She had like anxiety. They're like, here, take this. It's medicine. It'll make you feel better.
Oh, I'd like
love to
for
do
real
video about this with her someday.
For real, with like on that aspect, my mom was the same way. So she's bounced back and forth her entire life, whether she was addicted to illegal drugs or pharmaceutical drugs, depending on whether she had a job and health insurance and stuff like that. Her biggest thing was sleeping pills. She used to get Ambien, and she'd like get out of bed. She'd get out of bed at like 1 o'clock in the morning when I was like a junior in high school, and she'd just leave the house and she'd go to Best Buy and like buy a TV and then come home. And the next morning she'd be like, where'd this TV come from? She had no idea what was going on. So, but I mean, I don't really blame the doctors because she sought out the drugs. Like, she liked doing illegal drugs. Then she realized that she could get fun drugs from her doctor without the risk. So that's what she did. And when that pipeline dried out, I mean, she's been, in my lifespan, she's been addicted to crack, meth, coke, and now crack again. But it is what it is. It taught
Have her
me,
fucking come stay with me. I'll get her ass straight.
there you go. Hey, it taught me how to not be a parent, which has turned around since then. And I have 3 sons that I am all the proud of. They're amazing kids.
How old are the 3? You only said 2 before.
7, 15, and 16.
Oh, wow.
So they're all honor roll students. A's and B's, doing great, not corrupted by the world. Like, they get it. My oldest is really into like history and politics, and him and I have lots of conversations about this stuff. You know, it is what it is. They taught me how to, and like I said, my dad was a criminal too, but the two of them together, even with all their flaws, still taught me very valuable lessons that I was able to turn into being a great dad to my kids, hopefully. So, hey, real quick in the chat, I see Daniel Clancy.
Daniel,
what's up, Daniel?
I was watching your show yesterday. You're fucking hilarious. We got to do one together.
Yeah, definitely have Daniel on. Great guy.
Awesome. And his hair. I'm very jealous of his hair.
I know, it's slick. So, yeah,
You're amazing, Grifty.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. So the lesson here is just, this is why I don't take this victimhood shit. Like, it would be very easy for me to sit here and cry and like be like, oh, my life's been such shit. Like, but it's not. I mean, even after that, my first marriage fell apart. I had to fight family court for custody of my 3 kids.
God.
I won that. I just married my wife, my second wife, she's the most amazing person I've ever met. And I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in without every experience I've gone through. So I wouldn't trade any of it for the world.
Oh, I love you. That's beautiful.
Well, thank you.
It's so true. Your kids are very lucky to have you.
Well,
They're awesome.
I hope they see it that way one day.
You know what? Even if they don't, because teenagers are miserable. Even my
right
dad
now,
and
they
I
just
would
hate
fight
me
all the time when I was a teenager, and then as soon as I moved out when I was like 18, like I was like, oh my god, you know, we became best friends. But yeah, teenagers are miserable. They will realize that eventually, but I'm sure they do now.
I don't know. They have a weird like interest in the fact that I'm streaming and doing the whole online thing because it's weird to them because I'm their dad and they're teenagers. So that's their whole world nowadays is streamers and online content and stuff like that. So it's like very interesting. My oldest actually came out earlier. He didn't realize that I had gotten my Twitter account back, and he came out and he said, "Oh, are you getting ready to stream?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Are you even still relevant?" I was like, "Yeah." He was
yeah,
like,
you are. Dick.
He was like, "How? You don't even have a Twitter?" I said, "I have it back."
Speaking of kids who need a balayage.
So no, but it's fun because it gives me something to like talk to him about, which is cool.
Oh, I love that. I love this too. As long as we still have breath in our lungs, we still have a chance to be and do better. And he is an amazing person who's overcome all the shit we're talking about.
Chris is the best. I fucking love Chris. I made so many, and so I always differentiate between friends and online friends because there is a difference. And people like these parasocial relationships that everybody has online, like they can get dangerous. So I like to distinguish, but Chris is one of the most amazing online friends I've made. And I made so many good online friends through the Eliza Blue stuff and the Karlin Boroshenko stuff that I went through. It's been amazing. You and Chris and Millie and the rest of your chat has been amazing tonight. I just love this world.
My chat friends, my squad from like Discord and Logo, they really like brought me back to life with this because I've been so miserable with all this shit. Especially, I feel like being segregated, losing my job, losing fucking every cent. Like I was literally I was about to sign a lease on a new apartment on a Saturday. I was waiting for Monday. That Monday, the vaccine mandate started. Lost my job, lost fucking everything.
Oh, wow.
And not just that, but all of these, like, you know, it's exactly what you just said. Like, there are like online relationships. And I've come to and I feel like for a while I made the mistake of thinking people like that, these content creators were my friends, and they're not. Like a lot of those people are, so it feels like, and it's just weird to say because I feel like, who the fuck am I? But it's like a perception thing with some people that with certain people, if they perceive you as being the slightest bit known, with certain people, it feels like they're always either trying to use you or expose you, you know? And I think
definitely
I haven't talked about this before, but like, I think because I did so many instances and so many experiences like that, fucking Karlin, and like I had this stalker for a while and like a bunch of things. And then I think the final straw that fucking broke me was last year. So basically I'm kind of like the last man standing in New York. All my good friends have left by now. They've all moved. And so this one person who's a viewer of mine was like kind of the last person I knew in New York. And so we became very close friends, and he wanted to be a content creator. And so I was like, oh, let me help you come on I put him on my show a bunch of times. We were going to do a show together. And I thought, oh, this is like my close friend here, like my last fucking friend in New York. So this one day he wanted to come over my house, and I had this fucking horrible leak in the ceiling. I had a flood. Everything got wet. It was a disaster. At the same time, my dog was in the hospital. He ended up dying later. But so anyway, it was a mess that week. She's like, no, I want to come over. I'm like, it's a mess. You know, he's like, I don't care. And everything got wet. I was in the process of cleaning it up from the leak. So he comes over. I go in the next room. I pop my head in. He's filming. And I was trying to tell myself, oh, I didn't really see what I just saw. There's an explanation. And then he accidentally sent it to me. It was meant for someone else. And that's how a lot of these fucking people are, like collecting any potential blackmail on people.
See, and so I get a lot of hate. I got pretty close with Fair and Balanced during the Eliza Blue stuff.
How was that?
She was a TV news reporter. She got into the yeah. So, but she has a lot of haters. Let's put it that way. But she always treated me great. And I watched what happened to her, and it made me realize that in this world, you can't say anything in DMs and expect them to be private. You can't say anything in text messages and expect them to be private. Which is fine for me, because I'm the same person. You know, we've DM'd back and forth. You can attest to it. I'm the same person on stream as I am off stream.
So am I think.
I don't give a shit. Like, share my DMs. I don't fucking care. But she got really dirty.
The same fucking nut job you see on here.
Yeah, but she did really dirty by a guy who was, you know, they were kind of flirting back and forth, and they're getting close, and then he like took all of their DMs when she was just venting and shit like that. Like, when you start getting close to somebody, you say things in private so that you don't say things in public. Do you know what I mean? You get things off your chest that you don't even necessarily mean. But he took those messages and he put them out to the world and really turned her whole thing upside down, to the point that she sold her channel. She's not really doing YouTube anymore. And he really fucked her over. And it's dirty, but I was able to learn from that, you know, don't ever think that anyone you just talk to online can be, you know, they're not going to take advantage of that situation.
It's not even just online, it's real life too.
I mean, I guess.
Well, I guess, you know, the one I was talking about, he had been a follower of mine, but you know, so I guess it's kind of related.
Got it. Well, see, I think it comes in from the online world. Like, he was a follower of you and used that to get close, to get that information, to gain more clout online.
It's so stupid too, the things that people think they can expose about you. I'm like, what are you gonna suppose I had a leak in my ceiling?
Yeah.
Like, or that's like sometimes I'll get people that are like, Mike tweeted this. I'm like, yes, I tweeted that because those are my thoughts and I stand by them. Like, you know what I mean? It's like they just try to find anything they can get on you. And I'm like, there's nothing to get on, but I expose my own shit. If anything,
there you go.
Were that and interesting with me, I would have told the story 10 times over.
And that's how to insulate yourself from the cancel mob, from the outrage mob. Because if you're just open about who you are and what you think and your flaws and your strengths, from the beginning, then they can never catch you by surprise.
Yeah.
And that's when they really get you. When they put you on your heels, it's just like in a fight. Like if they get you on your heels to where you're backpedaling and you're making excuses for things you said and you're trying to explain things you said, like never in a million years, if someone comes at me and is like, you need to explain these words you said, my answer is this right here. That's my answer.
Sam.
My words are my words. Fucking read them. I speak English. Use the English definition. That's it. That. I'll never apologize. I'll never
no same
clarify.
It's just so stupid people like that. Like I think, but my point with saying that was honestly like my friends in the chat, my friends, the Discord local squad, like they really like brought me back to life because after that last thing was like the final straw for me. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want like, who the fuck am I that like people think they're gonna like, you know, get some blackmail. Oh, there was a flood in my apartment. I'm gonna get him, you know, like, and what's I don't know. There's something I've always found creepy, very like deeply disturbing about people who just flip like that, you know, like someone's acting like they're your best friend. And I had helped this motherfucker so much, like. I was like, oh, let me, you know, when somebody tells me they want to do this, I'm like, oh, cool. How can I help? You know, I put them on my channel a bunch of times. Yeah. So like that somebody can just act like they're your friend one day and then they're film it to try to get something over you. They're filming the flood in your apartment.
Oh, I've had interactions online that, you know, have gone that way. And to be fair, I've been accused of being on the other side of that. Of just using people. Now, I don't think that's what I did. But there were podcasts at the beginning of my thing, whatever this is, that I was on, and things were said that I didn't agree with, tactics were used that I didn't agree with, and I, you know, publicly denounced that and was accused of just like stepping on someone's back to try to get ahead. But I don't feel like I did that, but I'll own it. If that's, you know, if that's what they feel happened, they're entitled to feel that way.
Fuck them. Fuck them. I just,
yeah, I just,
with me,
I don't fuck with doxing. That's my thing. Yeah. I'm not about the doxing thing.
But I think when people know that you can't be fucked with, they back off. Like when Antifa posted pictures of my house, I was like, cool, come over, bitch. They never said another word about it. They wanted me to be like, oh no, please don't. By the way, sorry, parentheses, Jacob. I want everyone who can to experience Florida for what it is, not just theme parks and tourist trap. Yes, come to a smaller town. Oh, I can't wait to be there. It sucks here. Like I said, like just fucking losing everything with the vaccine mandates. I was doing so goddamn well before that too. I'd never had so much money saved, and like I still can't believe that's a thing that happened. I feel like what people not everyone understands about New York is that like it's so and it wasn't always like this at all, but like especially in the last year or two, it has become so otherworldly expensive that it's like you're just trying to keep your head above water, and by the time you pay rent and groceries and everything, it's like there's no money to be saved. So I'm trying to move to Florida. I want to be there so badly. I'm speaking at an event there, though, in West Palm in November. If you're around, Jacob, you should come.
You got to stop all your New Yorker buddies from moving to fucking Delaware. I am so...
I don't have any New York buddies left.
Dude,
they all
I am
out.
So tired. So I own a like handyman carpentry business around here. In central Delaware, and almost I'd say at least 65 to 75% of my customers are transplants from New York.
And do they then vote like New Yorkers?
It's seeming that way. But I mean, this is Delaware. It's Joe Biden's home state. So
oh, that's right. Ugh.
So Delaware only has 3 counties in the whole state. We're a tiny little state, and the Wilmington suburb, like metro area, makes the whole state blue. The rest of the state is red, like as red as you can fucking get. I'm talking Amish horse and buggies with Trump flags riding down the street. But like a 50 square mile area around Wilmington, Delaware makes the whole state blue.
Oh shit.
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, I don't understand that these people who it's like they've had to leave their fucking communist cities and it never occurs to them for a second why.
Yeah. Apparently Dylan's from somewhere around here. He's getting all sorts of excited.
Well, I don't want to say, but I know where he's from.
Okay.
It's so disappointing. Dylan and I were going to go to this horror convention together in November, but I'm speaking at the event in Florida the same day. So we're going to find another one to go to.
Well, summer is almost over, but next summer you should make a trip down to the Delaware beaches and we could do a fucking meetup stream.
Sex tape.
No, not my thing. Sorry, bud. I bat for the other team, buddy. But we could what is it? I think it's either Rehoboth Beach or Dewey Beach.
I've never really been there.
Or like one of those two. I'll have to ask my wife. But one of them is known for like the gay scene. And you're talking money. Like Biden Beach House money.
You know what's funny? I was telling this friend of mine the other day about years ago. There was this guy that I loved him so much as a friend, but I wasn't into him as more than that. He was like in love with me. And I was telling my friend about this guy, and I was like, oh, he was like in love with me, and he was rich, and he was they're like, you fucking moron. And I sometimes think about that though. I'm like, God, should I have settled? Was that like my one chance to not die alone?
There you go. So Taylor apparently says it's Rehoboth. So
Rehoboth.
We'll have to get you down here to Rehoboth Beach, and you can see what the gay scene is.
I feel like anything outside of New York, I'm good with, because it can't be that bad. Anyway, we should probably start wrapping up soon. If anyone has any final super chats,
it's been almost 4 hours.
Bucks.
We did almost 4 hours.
We're getting longer. I've done like a couple, like almost 4 hour one. Like I've never gone that long. You're fucking awesome, Grifty. I love you. I'm so glad to know you.
I am too. Thank you so much for having me on.
Where can people find you, my love?
On Rumble is where all my live streams are. It's Rumble @Grifty. And then check me out on Twitter. That's where I'm most active. I shitpost all day long. And that's @Grifty IRL. So
I love it, dude. You're amazing. And yes, subscribe to my locals because we have a good ass time there. If you think we're like spilling secrets here, it's nothing what we're doing there. We have game night, we have movie night. We're starting Are You Afraid of the Dark? We have an epic squad Discord. So join the crazy train. And subscribe to this man's channel. You're amazing, Grifty. I love you.
Awesome. Thank you. Hey, make sure you like and subscribe to stream because Mikey's
do all
the shit.
YouTubey stuff.
Mikey's the shit, and YouTube hates him and doesn't distribute his stuff. So
I think I just need to like make more videos. I do so many live streams, but I don't do enough videos. So I have a new one coming out that I watched. This fucking, oh my God, they had this documentary for preschool teachers, like a training for preschool teachers, all about trans and non-binary. They're teaching 4-year-olds. And so anyway, me and my puppet friend will be reacting to it. So I'm working on doing more videos.
Well, that works. So apparently Daniel wants to have both of us on his show.
Hell yeah, let's do it. Oh yeah, sorry. I just saw this.
I'm down anytime.
Baby, don't tempt me with a good time. I'll fuck you so fast your head will spin.
Whoa!
I'm kidding. JK.
Holy shit!
I'm kidding.
Oh, all right. Well, hey,
Mike,
man.
you have an event in November. What's the event? Yes, it's Walkaway. WalkaCon. I'll post the thing or just look up Walkaway event. It's in West Palm, November 10th, 11th, 12th. They have like a couple days of events. I don't know. You should totally come. Let's hang out. We can have a pool party. I want to have a pool party. It's Florida. There are pool parties in November. So come and let's have a pool party. Daniel, I would love to come on. You got to come on here too. Everybody, go subscribe to this beautiful man on Rumble. He is amazing. Ooh, look at that. I'd start going to the gym so I could do that shit too.
Hey, and make sure you subscribe.
As soon as this stream goes off, I'm messaging those fucking zoosexuals. I'm gonna try to get them on. I don't know
hope you get them on.
But I'm gonna try.
I hope you get them on like more than anything in this world.
Me too. I would nail them to the cross. Oh my god. All right. I love you guys so much. I will see you on Discord. He will see you on Rumble.
I will.
I will be back with another show soon. Grifty, my love. Mwah. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. See everybody later. I love you all.